We're now going live. So, put that. Right, turn the light down. Computer downstairs off.
Okay.
Yeah, that's better. Right, turn the light down. Computer downstairs. Okay. I think that's a bit better. Right. I think that's a bit better. Okay. Our pictures are live. I don't think there's anybody actually watching yet, so which may be about as good as it gets.
I'll get the early panic out of the way then, shall I?
Yeah, just remembering how last year when I sat in a pub in St Neots having to do this on me Todd. It was not my finest 2 hours, I think, in my life.
It did a much more sterling job than I could ever have done.
Yeah. I ended up just talking to the people on the live chat. So let's have a go here. I'll go. I don't suppose it doesn't look like there's anybody actually watching at the moment, but if you are, can you say hello on the chat thing? Just so we know there's somebody there.
Oh, we've got 4 people watching apparently.
Oh, have we? Okay, well.
Good afternoon, Steve Palmer, and good afternoon, Mick Win both legs.
Here we go. Here we are. I've got, yeah, okay, I'm up to date on that. Okay. Shall I sort of start and see how far this goes?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Why not? Well, okay, officially, hello everybody, and welcome to Eyes Up Mother Brown. As you can tell, it's we haven't got Graham because he's gone somewhere. I think he's going somewhere into Holland or something, and so yeah, you're left with 50% of the usual dream team, which is my good friend Sterling chap Rio. Good evening, Rio.
Good afternoon. Good evening. Good night.
It's the
good
dream.
Heavens, basically. Good heavens, I think it's what I'm looking for. I don't think I've been so nervous for a game of football for many a year. And if that creeps into the production tonight, I do apologise. If there's any unmitigated language, I probably won't apologise. Yeah, I'm nervy. That's all. I'm very, very nervy.
Yeah, you and me both, mate. You and me both. Well, as I say, greetings. As I say, we've got Rio and, of course, me, Gnome, in case anybody didn't know. And yeah, this time last year, I was just saying to Rio that I was sat in a pub in St Neots. The firm I work for had a bit of a managers' conference, which started at 9 o'clock the next day. So I had to go up and stay near there. I had to watch this in a pub, middle of nowhere in Cambridgeshire. And it wasn't the greatest of nights, but I didn't have too much to drink because I was sitting there with a laptop in the corner of a pub that I didn't know, and so my trips to the bar were infrequent, as I seem to. I was actually on my own that night, and B, it was a dreadfully nervy thing to have to do on your own in the first place, and so I did make up for it the next night at the conference, and I finally got into my bed at about 4:50. So I did us proud then. But anyway, excuse me. Have you got access to the Teams, Rio? Which is probably a good place to start.
Yeah, sorry, you just caught me in the midst of having an emergency Percy pig. So apologise again.
You're cutting out a bit, mate.
But right, the teams are up. They've been out for a while. West Ham United.
Back here. Sorry, you seem to cut out there, which may be you, may be me, but
yeah, West Ham lineup. Absolutely no changes whatsoever from last week. Very much as expected. So once I'll actually be a bit professional and get the image up, I'll be able to run through them for you. So we line up as follows. In goal, Alphonse Areola. A back four of Theo Kehrer, Aaron Cresswell, Kurt Zuma and Naifa Gerd. In midfield, Thomas Souček, Declan Rice and Lucas Paqueta. A forward triumvirate of Jared Bowen, Mikel Antonio and Saeed Benrahma. A whole plethora of subs. I'm actually using a full quota tonight. So we've got Fabianski, Johnson, Soufal, Fornals, Lenzini, Downs, Cornet, Ings, Ogbonna, Emerson and Joseph Anang on the bench for us. The home side line up as follows. Ryan, Seguara, Bukina, Hatz, Diakos, Kirkez, Reindeers, Mignan, Siasi, Van Bruder, Pavidas and Carlson. On the bench for Alkmaar, we have De Wit, Verhoost, Mihailovic, Lado, Bezoa, Van Hoosden, Boermeister, De Wit again, Merdink, Goes and Dean.
right, Rio, can you hear me?
I can indeed.
Can you hear me, Rio? Right, but you can't see me. What's happened is I think my Wi-Fi sort of went a bit bandy there, and of course I've gone. Claire, if you're around, can you put me back? Otherwise, I'll just be a disembodied voice. I'm still here, but no, I disappeared for a second ago. I was wondering if it was you or me, but it was me on this occasion. I still can't do anything about this. No, there's nothing I can do from this end. This is going very well, isn't it? So yeah, you're gonna have to put up with an invisible gnome, and that being the case, I apologise for that. Claire, if you're around, I'll tell you what, Ray, I'm going to be bear with me for a second. If you can just talk amongst yourself for a second, I'll try and get a message to Claire.
No problem at all. Right, so ladies and gentlemen, yep, probably the biggest night of European football we've had for many a year. Because we're actually still officially in the tie. Last year's semi-final against Frankfurt obviously didn't go to plan at home and was very much on the back foot from the word go. So the bad news is Alkmaar's record at home in European competition is incredibly impressive. I think they're unbeaten for 26 games in European competition at home. So, yeah, we're up against it tonight. It's not going to be an easy ride. To saying that, I didn't think they was that impressive last week. They're obviously a very young, dynamic and fit side, and they passed the ball around nicely, but I didn't see much of a goal threat from them. And obviously the goal that came from an Areola mistake, you could pick up a little bit of an error throughout the move. He could have said Souček might have been a bit lax in his reactions in the build-up, but yeah, it was down to a goalkeeping error that we was on the back foot anyway. But there's a part of me here that is slightly optimistic, which is very unnatural for me. I didn't see a lot from Alkmaar. I think obviously they're going to have the home crowd behind that night. They're going to come out firing. They're going to come out. They need a goal. But will that play into David Moyes' hands? Because the way that he likes to set up his sides and soak up the pressure and hit on the counter, it's almost a recipe for kind of a potential Moyes masterclass in counter-attacking football. Let's hope that pans out. So as much as I am nervous, as much as I am terrified of what's going to progress over the next 90 minutes for certain, hopefully not any longer, there is that little element of me that is, a little bit hopeful as well. If you just bear with me, I'm still trying to find the stream that is actually working. I've been transferred from Holland to another game like Brighton v Newcastle, and I've just been transferred to Roma for some reason.
Thanks. I think I'm back.
You are indeed.
Yeah. Okay. Well, while you're sorting that out, I'll basically keep an eye on the game then. Thanks for covering there while I was in limbo. Thanks again, Claire. You're a proper star and no mistake. And yeah, you're wasted on that husband of yours, but I should say, but safe in the knowledge that he's several hundred mile away across the North Sea. So yeah, we should be kicking off within the next 5 minutes or so. Rio, while I was apparently sort of in the limbo there, went through the teams, and I think we've got pretty much the first team that we could expect. I did wonder if Soufal might make it back into the right back slot, given that Moyes has a habit of playing down players' chances of being fit, and then suddenly they appear. It's quite a standard thing, but he's clearly not considered quite right for this, although he is on the bench, which is excellent news, of course. So I kind of agree. You were just saying that again before I was disappearing, that the our hosts, though they kept the ball well, I didn't do an awful lot with it. They seemed to be very frightened of losing it high up the pitch and getting caught on the break. So a lot of the time they would just they get so far and then they turn back and sort of play it all the way back, which is all very well. But of course they've got to be a little bit more adventurous this time, because to have any chance of getting through, of course they need at least a goal. So, as you said earlier on, nervous. Yeah, I'm.
And it looks like we've lost Noam again, people. So it's back over to me, the man with a face for radio, a voice for the silent movies, to try and entertain you whilst not showing distinct signs of fears about this game. My stream is now back up and running. From where I am, the players are just about entering on the pitch. Packed house. I've seen plenty of footage on social media today about the West Ham fans. A couple of ex-players out there. Andy Carroll making a nuisance of himself, but getting involved with a lot of singing. Tony Cotty, as per usual, also available. And yeah, a couple of our particular friends who rode there made the trip. All looking good spirits, all had a really good time so far. A little bit of chaos with people who couldn't actually collect their tickets from the ground over the week leading up to the game. But it all seems to be sorted now. And yeah, the players are out, lining up, and we're about ready for the pre-match pleasantries.
Yeah. Hi, I guess you can hear me again. Again, I think we're having terrible problems with my Wi-Fi this evening, which is annoying in the extreme. It works perfectly, and then this happens. Claire Love, if you're around, can you go and put my picture back again? But if not, rather than sign out, I'll just carry on as simply and more pleasant for everybody in any case.
If anyone in the live chat wants to pop up with a few predictions, we've got about 20 odd people watching us now. So, Alan Pardew's dad's with us again. Bob Claret's in. David O'Rourke. If you're as nervous as me, make yourselves known. A few predictions flying in. Oh, dear.
I'm back again. Right.
So CD is going to go give us a 1-0 West Ham. David O'Rourke is going full Leon, 3-0 to us. Mark Pierce is saying 2-1 to us. There's a lot of positivity on the chat, which I really do like, because there's not a lot flying around Dagenham. Let's put it that way. But I'm in two minds. I'm incredibly nervous, as I keep saying. But as I also said, and Noam also reiterated, I didn't see a lot from Alkmaar last week. They played the ball around really nicely, but again, there was a lack of severe kind of attacking intent. Maybe it's a little bit cagey in the first leg of the European semi-final, but you just never know, do you? Are they trying to play themselves down? Are they going to lull us into a false sense of security? We'll find out very, very soon. And bang on cue, my stream goes.
Right. Well, Malcolm Rice will be back. Did you get?
I had it and it went off, mate. I'm going to plan D. I'm joined by more people online. Good to see everyone. Alkmaar ex-missus back on. Craven's on as well. Just bear with me while I try and get a little bit of footage on so I can actually pass comment on actually something other than a very dodgy beer that my wife bought me for tonight, which I won't go into, but it's unusual, let's put it up. And we think we lost Noam again. If it's just me, you're in for a really torrid night, people. I really do apologise, because I am not a natural talker in the slightest, not a natural presenter. Natural ball of anxiety is probably the best I can manage for you all. But I would endeavour to do my best as soon as I get a stream up. It's been probably the worst I've had it for a long while, which isn't really reassuring. I've just seen a score from elsewhere because I actually can't get on the West Ham game. And apparently Newcastle won up against Brighton.
To Rio, can you hear me?
I can, mate. I can.
I seem to be back again. I don't know what's been going on. Well, to see how we do commentary on a game that you can't see. Alkmaar just had, I don't know if that's a chance or not, a long ball played from the back. And let's have a look. The number 11 was through basic end of it, but just tapped it straight into Areola. That would have been disallowed. It was a yard offside, but obviously Alkmaar, the first couple of minutes have been trying to sort of push forward, obviously. Ball now deep out my territory, then for a throw. So, so as I say, sorry, I haven't really been paying attention to the start because I've been trying to get back on here, and it's not been easy. So, apologies to everyone. I think I've had to turn another device off because I think my Wi-Fi is a bit flaky. So, I can't see the chat. So, Ray, if you can keep an eye on the chat and anything else. I might be able to get on that on here, actually. On here, so. Uh, Nothing really much happening. Long ball played from the back, but it's gone all the way through to Areola, who picks the ball up the edge of the box and can calm things down a little. So, have we had predictions?
Yeah, there's a few flying about, a lot of optimism actually, which I think is either to a drug epidemic in the West Ham supporting community, or just blind. You've been on the, you know what, all day.
Yeah. West Ham got a free kick. I think looking at it, I think somebody might have just caught Ben Rama off the ball. There was a handshake between the Alkmaar player and Ben Rama, and it's a free kick just inside the West Ham half, and it's played long down the line. And Antonio keeps it in, plays it off the corner flag, and then keeps it in. We've still got the ball in. Now the referee's decided it's gone out, so it's a throw in down by the corner for Alkmaar. Let's still not get anything going here. You'll have worked out by me saying the Alkmaar player. I haven't actually got the team sheets in front of me. I'm just trying to dial those up now. So it'll be the Alkmaar man. Now, Ben Rama goes down the left. Just can't quite get in the box, and he's no foul there. He's just eased off the ball, and Alkmaar can try and play it away. Vantage played there. Alkmaar still got the ball on the right wing, but Rice intercepts, and there's a lot going down their right and our left at the moment. So ball's back, and now they can try and build this time on the other wing, on their left and our right. There's Carlton with Bowen in attendance, but he's gone inside and he's now played it back. So looking at a little bit, not too dissimilar to last week with the possession. And there's this number 5 is Kirkes, who's the one who was missed last week with suspension, who there have been rave reviews of. So, but he's sort of been adhering to the sort of principle of I'll get so far and turn back at the moment. So, obviously there's a long way to go. There's 85 minutes in the game to go. So they've not come out all guns blazing, but still sort of keeping possession.
Hey mate, I'm actually I've actually found footage. I'm 5 minutes, just over 5 minutes 15 into the game for me.
Right. Well, I've got 6 minutes and 8, so I'm 45 seconds ahead of you. So let's turn that down. Let's not come out. Right, I hear myself. Right, we've got the ball midfield. Souček plays the ball into Antonio, doesn't win it. Ball's played back, and Souček wins the header. And now we can build. It's Cresswell going down our left. Plays the ball with Ben Rama out on the wing. Gets the cross in, but it's straight down the keeper's throat. So, but that's the first proper bit of attacking intent that we've had. Some good work from Souček there. Played the ball in towards Antonio, who couldn't keep hold of it. But when the loose ball came back, he did win the header, and we were able to rebuild this. So, I think last week we got a lot of joy from Ben Rama with running at them, and I think if we're actually going to score in this game, I think that's probably our best attacking source. Now, long ball played again towards the Alkmaar front man, but flag went up anyway. It did look offside, but one of those things where they leave it run for a few seconds just out of boredom, I think. So, right.
Yeah, I completely agree with you about Ben Rama. I thought last Thursday was probably his best. He's playing the West Ham shirt.
Yeah,
for me, and he obviously it was a bit of a dodgy game, as you know, on Sunday.
Yeah,
but he seemed to make the biggest impact when he came on as a sub. I know it was against his former team, but I thought again he was the brightest spark that we had.
Yeah. I mean, had we needed points on Sunday, saw enough in that last sort of half hour or so when Moyes got fed up and brought the A team on, if you like, to think that had we started with that team, we could have got something out of that. But Yes, I actually got a little bit of sunburn on Sunday. I tell you what, this match so far. I mean, we said Alkmaar keeping possession well, but there's been no small number of long balls played up, and they're not keeping on side very well. It has to be said. West Ham in possession at the moment, in case anybody's wondering. Back and a half consumer plays along. And hang around a little bit, but Ross will again. It's now back with Areola, who's obviously going to have to launch it. Launch it, he does. Bowen wins the header, comes down. Nice little work from there. Now we've got Kerr on the right. Crosses with left foot, low cross though, and it gets to the pace spot, but it's cleared by Alkmaar. Only as far as right now. So, and we're just coming 9.5 minutes gone in case anyone's just joined us. And Ben Rama now on the left wing. And he's got his man to run out. He's got help there, but he's turned and gone back. Now, Paquetá. Well, that looked a West Ham throw to me. Paquetá sort of was trying to wriggle away down the line. Ball got taken off him, but the official decided that Paquetá got last touch on it, and Alkmaar can throw now. Now, an attempt to spread the ball there has gone a little bit astray, but they will keep it live. Yeah, what's your prediction then, Ria?
I was actually going to go for a 1-1, purely because I thought AZ would come out a little bit more aggressively than they actually have done tonight, and trying to force an early goal. I just thought we might hit on the counter and sneak one, then they might try and get back in the game. So, yeah, 1-1 was my prediction. There's a couple of comments made in the chat. Craven's mentioned that with one how fit Antonio is. Hopefully he's not being rushed back. Star Wars, but we really need their press to be on point, and that's a really good point because we do look a better side when we are pressing hard. And we've seen it. Part of our demise is that we haven't done enough defending from deep, and not from deep, sorry, from the front.
I'll just interrupt there, because I'm a bit ahead of you. They've had a corner which, we didn't clear massively well. It came out to the edge, outside to the left wing. The cross went in, but it just sailed harmlessly over everybody for a goal kick. And Pavlidis there is having a bit of a dig at I guess whoever's nearest. One of those things where you didn't get the pass you wanted. But that corner came down from our right hand side. So their right hand side and our left. Cresswell found himself committed himself to a challenge that he didn't make, and got caught a little bit out of position. But minor palpitations there, I think, rather than anything too scary. Sorry, mate. You want to carry on?
No, it's fine, mate. Just like I was completely agreeing that we the games where we don't particularly have a lot of impression on is when we're not really forced to press too much. When we do it, we're very, very adept at it, but we just don't utilise it enough in a lot of games. I don't know if it's a fitness issue. I don't know if it's because it's been a really long, hard season. But when we do it, it makes a massive difference. And I think this is something we need to kind of implement going forward into next year. We need to kind of get, I hate to use the phrase inspired by Liverpool, because no one's ever been inspired by Liverpool, but kind of adapting the way that Klopp sets his teams out and really pressing from the front foot. So we don't do it week in, week out, and it's is noticeable when we don't.
West Ham on the attack. We run a throw in. Antonio put it in. It's come out, but it's not been cleared. But that's Ben Rama twists and turns, then put a cross in, which is sort of woefully high and wide and rubbish, basically. But in the build-up to that, there was some good little work from Antonio. And then more with the Millwall shirt, Alkmaar thing. yeah, that lasted well then. I had the pleasure of watching their attempt to get in the playoff the other week in a local pub, and very funny it was too. Now Alkmaar on the attack with the young lad at left back, but again they keep saying how good he is at going forward and stuff, but there's 3 or 4 times the ball's been played long out to him, and each time he's taken a look and sort of thought, no, I'm not going to brave that. And it's sort of back, excuse me, just inside our half. So so 14 minutes played, 0-0, which we'll take that obviously, but very cat and mouse at the moment, I think.
I think the most positive I can take out of it, we've not really looked under any kind of real threat. What we have had, we've dealt with pretty tidily, and we're keeping the shape really well.
Yeah.
No moments of concentration so far. So, as first 15 minutes go, unless we're winning 2 or 3-0, then I'd rather take this one.
Now, you're seconds behind the pass, Cross came in, and there was I'm just watching it again now. You'll probably see it. It flicks off Souček, and it's basically an attempted clearance forward that basically just loops back, and Areola comes and catches it. I think it was Ben Rama, wasn't it? I was so busy laughing at it, I forgot to remember who it was. Now, well up, Antonio wins the ball. Bowen's wriggling free, but there's a last-ditch tackle, but we keep it alive, and it's out on the left now again with Ben Rama, who's again plays it back to Rice. Now, Cresswell's out there. Rice keeping possession well quite here, but nice little back heel from Paquetá, which I don't think Ben Rama actually read, but it was in enough space for him to keep the ball. And nice little spell of possession here. Paquetá, Ben Rama back to Paquetá. Again, lots of little triangles, but not very penetrative, I think is a nice way of putting that. And in the end, we're back with Zuma at the moment. He's now trying the other wing where Bowen's looking for a bit of space, but again, they're getting very close to the wide men. Ben Rama's getting a bit more space than Bowen. Now, Kera's got a bit of space on the right-hand side. Keeps the ball in. Looks for help behind him. He's got Bowen. Bowen gets to the byline. Plays it back to Kera. Kera's got the ball in. Just Antonio misses it. Comes to Bowen, who gets the shot in, but scuffs it slightly, and it goes a yard wide. So, but yeah, good little spell of possession there, and half chance there. I mean, yeah, it's bobbling a little bit when Bowen sort of hit it into the ground, really, and it bobbled harmlessly wide. So, 17 played exactly, 0-0. Sorry, just laughing up. I'm just checking up on some of the chat as well, sort of thing. And Alf Garnett's ex-missus about the black kit being the nuts, and everyone's going steady there. So, hello, Michelle. Long time no see. Hope you're well. Anyway, that's Alf Garnett's ex-missus. Oh, no, that's a loose ball there from Souček. Balls with this chap, Perkins. Tries to get across him, doesn't quite get the angle, and it's straight into Areola. But
I've hit stream issues again, hence my lack of input. So
Sorry, mate, what's that?
I had a bit of a stream issue, so I lost will to live trying to get it back, to be honest. But I'm back up and running now. It's not exactly the most ideal. It's got in a very tiny kind of little window, but it'll do for now. I'll have a muck about at half time. It's just fun.
Hello, I think we disappeared again. Can you hear me?
Hear you absolutely fine.
Hear me, Ria?
You're getting the air miles in by moving around the screen a lot.
Yeah, which is more movement than I'm actually doing. I dare move. When we're not. So I've had this drink in my hand for the last sort of 20 minutes and sip out of it. I want to put it down. So, throw into Alkmaar anyway, and Rice was under pressure there, but back from the throw in and plays a nice ball in. Now, can we break here? Qatar gets through one challenge, gets through another. Now, Qatar, tries to feed Antonio, just puts a little bit too much on the ball. That's the sort of break we need to be doing. Quickly, rather than they're favouring the slow build up. We need to be doing that sort of thing. That was looking promising there for a second. Are you still seconds behind me? About a minute behind me, Rio?
Well, that's one I've got up at the moment. I think I'm on 19 and a half minutes.
Yeah, so you're about 45 seconds behind. Yeah, just 20 now here. So. Okay, so I'll just bear that in mind when I'm doing the commentary anyway.
I really should just buy BT Sports, really. I know I'm being tight, but I've got to keep the beer habit alive somehow. So,
Alkmaar tried a long cross from the right, just sailed over the penalty area all the way out and went out for I say it was a West Ham throw, but Bowen let it run. Certainly think it was a West Ham throw, but apparently it must slip my way through, just a little reminder on if you're not watching BT Sport or if you're watching on a stream, but they've just put a thing about BT Sport is going to be renamed TNT Sport, and now I'll get back to that in a second. Cross from the right hand side, my man can't get on the end of it, and Bowen sort of ties it up, plays it down the line. Now, Kera plays. Just overhit slightly. Sorry, Paquetá, not Kera. Got on the end of the clearance. Just played it first time towards Antonio. Just a little bit too much on it. But yeah, I was saying that BT are changing their name from BT Sports. I have it on reliable authority. It's because Tottenham couldn't spell the original name. So how they're going to cope with the extra letter, I don't know. But anyway. Yeah, so 21 minutes gone and still cat and mouse. I've had a wave from Misha, hello, and don't spoil the surprise if we score. Sorry, if we score, I think I've spoiled a surprise for everybody within about a 4-mile radius. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Now, there's a little bit of space. Excellent defensive work there. And see where he's going to go with this. That was Aguirre brought the ball out all the way up 10 yards in from an interception on the edge of the box, managed to get it all the way into the Alkmaar half. It's gone back, but we've got a bit of space now. We're moving forward again. Excellent play from Aguirre there. So funny, we're talking about nerves, and I'll come back to Antonio. The ball's played out wide to Bowen, who for a second had now got a run at his man, but didn't do so. But we're keeping possession well. But yeah, we're saying about nerves and all that, and I was swapping messages with the boss yesterday, with Graham, and Bowen goes on the ball, loses it, and then fails his man, and gets a quiet telling off. Now they've taken the free kick quickly, but the referee says the ball was moving, thankfully, while he was having a word with Bowen. Yeah, not good from Bowen there. Maybe slightly lucky, given that he deliberately put the ball, deliberately took the player out to stop him getting away. Lucky and brave it perhaps to, sorry, just on his head, but maybe lucky not to go for that. But referee had a word with him. Now Antonio comes and picks up the ball, well turns, and he's on the run. Now ball played out to the right hand side. Paquetá gets to the edge of the box. As a shot, it's in a post, and it's just gone wide. Hit the post and gone wide. Oh, that was great work from Antonio, who's
We appear to have lost Noam again. Oh, you're back with mate.
Yeah, I was saying I was talking to Graham yesterday, and because I happened to mention how nervous I was, and he said he was quite relaxed. And given that he was flying out this morning, and at this point his ticket, the location of his ticket was unknown, I'd have been doubly nervous. Never mind that. I want my ticket in my pocket before I sort of started to relax. So. Anyway, a bit of a scare there for Alkmaar, and now they're beginning to, instead of keep possession, they're beginning to play these balls sort of into the middlemen that are coming back, and they're losing possession a couple of times. Now we haven't held on to it, but it's just a slight sign that the patience is beginning to wear a bit thin, which. No bad thing. Again, try to play it between the lines, and we pick the ball. Now that's Bowen tried to lift it over the right back there, and Antonio would him through, but just didn't quite lift it enough. And Alkmaar can build again. Ball in our box, little back heel that doesn't come anywhere. Now Bowen can take it away. I thought that might go out for a throw, but Bowen's kept it in. He's fouled there. Referee spots it and gives a free kick. Bowen did very well there. Went to take it away, saw nothing up front, turned around, went to play it back, and just got clipped. And so it read a back heel from the opponent. There's another back heel, and Zuma actually managed to block that, and it's showing the Paquetá shot again. And another 3 or 4 inches, and Bowen wins a header, but it's not gone in the same direction as Antonio through the keeper. So Olivia, any streams, please? What do we normally do about streams? Because obviously we can't really put streams up there. If anyone's got any streams that they can help Olivia out, fine turn from Antonio now, who's bursting forward again.
There's also a thread on the forum. Going to the KUMB general discussion forum. There's a threads for live football streams.
Yeah. So now Benrahma out left, cuts inside, looks for the cross, but nobody there. So Rice now is found Benrahma in space. Benrahma shoots, and it's several yards over the top. So, but again, promising move, good movement by Benrahma to make space. And there's our old friend Jackie on the box. Jackie Hughes with the glasses and the red hair, if you're watching there. Looking very pensive, she was there. Right. So 28 minutes gone, and so we're still all bag of nerves. I've reordered my blood pressure medication as well, so I'm running low on that. But, a long ball from Alkmaar. Zuma wins the header, but it comes to the edge of the box where, again, Alkmaar don't make the most of it, though. But then as the ball comes out, it's just played long and hopefully in the general direction of the West Ham goal, and it's gone out for a goal kick. So I think if I were an Alkmaar supporter, I'd be starting to get concerned now. I don't know. Maybe
we look like we're building up a little bit of a head of steam here, don't we? We're getting in amongst it, and we're the ones asking all the questions at the moment, which I don't really jinx it.
Brilliant tackle from Declan. The player's rolling about in agony, but it's a beautiful tackle from the side. The guy's gone down. He's sort of claiming injury, but we're keeping the ball, and I don't know if he's got up yet. He probably has. Yeah, it looks like he's got up. I think that was him. Yeah, realised he wasn't going to get anything out of it. Beautiful tackle. Declan had overrun a ball there and did well. That's what he does so well, though. You think, he's lost out there, and suddenly comes in from nowhere and wins the ball back. So we've kept possession from that. I said that. Now, Bowen's a little bit upset, and I can see why, where gets nudged off the ball and the ball goes out for what should have been a West Ham throw, and the linesman gave it the other way. So, yeah. And Alf Garnett's ex-missus is spotted next a couple of spaces along from Jackie there, a friend of hers, Dave Cambridge. So, we should actually mention just briefly what is not an awful lot happening, because I know Jackie was a very good friend of hers, but Phil Parks' daughter passed away a few weeks ago, and obviously, everybody's condolences goes out to the Parks family, and talking of players from that era, did I tell you I bumped into Billy Bonds on Sunday?
I saw the picture that you posted in the little chat.
Yeah, basically, I mean, he lives quite close to me. There are two stations here, and he lives sort of. Sorry, this Alkmaar had a shot there from distance, but it's blocked in the box. They're trying to build again now. But I live in Chislehurst, and Mr. Bonds lives sort of between Chislehurst and Elmstead Wood stations. He got on at Elmstead Woods, and I've seen him a few times on the train, just sort of bump into him, and I've spoken with him before, and I tend not to bother him because partly because leave the poor bloke alone, and partly the High Court injunction that but having said that, whenever I see him and all that, and if he spots me, he does recognise me, which always makes my day. It was the best thing that happened on Sunday. It was, all right, mate. I said, he went by. Yeah, Bill, you. So, so as you tell, not much happening. I'm always having a chat with Nolan there. Say he's concerned, but sort of not. Doesn't look relaxed. Poor clearance from Areola now. And they're trying to build again, having a little bit more possession now. As Paquetá slips over at an inopportune moment, but trying to put the ball into the box, but it's come outside again, and it's very tight and compact, and that's a good block from Souček. But again, another shot from distance, and again it's blocked out, and now it's cleared long, and there was an offside flag up there anyway. So, yeah. So, well, I don't know about you, but 32 minutes and 51 seconds gone here, and it feels like about 4 hours at the moment. Honestly, this is feeling longer than the 2 hours I did on my own last year.
I'm not helped by losing the stream every 5 minutes, but I think that one is a little bit stable at the moment, which is more like I'm said to be.
Antonio's won the ball nicely. Souček gets the ball across, and it's gets the cross in, but it's well cut out by the keeper. But again, Antonio is winning the ball well and keeping hold of it well, and Bowen wins a free kick. Antonio's having a good game. I'm going to put that out there and see what people want to say about that. But last week he was getting pushed all over the place, and he needed to be cuter because the way he was going down, it made it look like he hadn't been fouled when he was, and he's now imposing himself on them rather than the other way round. And as I say, I think he's having a good game anyway. So feel free to disagree. We've got the comments there. And
I completely make you right about last week. I think he was looking for a cheap foul trying to influence the referee. And after the first 3 or 4 minutes, it was clear he wasn't going to get nothing out of him. Yeah. But he kept on persisting with a little bit of theatrics, which was, for me, a little bit naive in the end.
Now, we've got one of these situations where, Suchek's trying to play the ball over, and the referee's actually caught him on the head, actually. He sort of headed it, and there was an Alkmaar player sort of in the general direction, but if it had played on, we had a bit of it might have been one where a referee could have played advantage a little bit and left us have the ball, but he's restarted it with a drop to us, and that's a bit weak from Paquetá. But he's won the ball back, and nice turn as well. Lovely turn, lovely run. 1-2 there. Can he play the ball? Just runs into traffic there. But that was a lovely run by Paquetá, but he's gone down after getting tackled by 2 there. So we need to get back here. But Paquetá, he's actually still down, and the referee stopped play the ball's gone out for a throw in, but something to nothing. He got sort of coming together, and he's holding the thigh just above the knee there, and pointing to his knee and his thigh.
There's news from the other semi-final. Thank you, David O'Rourke. And Fiorentina are just going to goal up.
Yeah. Okay. It's just come up here. Gonzalez on 35 minutes. And he hasn't stopped dancing yet. So one for the kids there. Did I really just say that? I apologise, everybody.
We've plumbed depths early tonight.
So it just reminds me of talking about all those old rubbish songs. I just remember sharing a room with somebody I haven't seen in ages, our old mate Sick Note. We're up in Blackpool. And I'll come back to this in a minute. Out my building down the right now. Crosses blocked, goes for a corner. So I'll stick with a corner for a moment. But yes, sharing a room with Sick Note is can be an experience. Let's put it that way. We'll just see who comes this corner, and of which there have been 3 in the match, all of which have gone to Alkmaar. Our BT stat machine is happy to tell us. Poor corner, it's headed out with some distance actually from I think it's by Paquetá, and it's back in the Alkmaar half. They're trying to build again now. But Stick Note, I'd gone back to bed early because I was knackered or something, and Stick Note had clearly been in one of those 70s bars and started singing Ottowan's Disco, or DISCO, and he started singing. He went DISC, and then he was asleep. He never did get as far as the O. There's an offside there. I think they managed to get the ball down to the goal line, and just having a look now. Ball's played in. I don't think he's offside. Ball gets crossed in. It's gone out. Yeah, number 11 gets it to the goal line, but it's gone over by a good few feet. He's saying it hadn't, but by miles. And tries to cross it in. Carlson tried to cross it in. Got played out ostensibly for a corner, but it had gone out. Again, minor palpitations rather than full-blown cardiac arrest there. So, and it's back with the Alkmaar goalkeeper. Yes, Michelle nominated DJ mode. Yeah, flares in Blackpool. Yes, well, it was one of those first of those Blackpool trips. Was the was where everywhere we went, we started to hear a certain song that really gets on my nerves, and so to this day, if I go somewhere and people know of it, they'll stick it on the jukebox simply to annoy me. So yes, yes, yeah, definitely one of Chaz's favourites. God bless him. Yeah, one of those things. Kind of sad that he can't be able to watch this one, I'm afraid. But there you go. As you can tell, because we're talking about 60s and 70s and disco and trips to Blackpool. There's not an awful lot happening at the moment. Alkmaar in possession, but it's deep in their half. And and I'm not sure what that means, Michelle, cheap, but that's not the song I was thinking of. There's a particular song that, Alkmaar now getting down the left, cross goes in, and there's a sort of half shot. Oh, now it's still live with Alkmaar in the box. They try and pull it back. They're trying to pull it back. The shot comes in, and comes off right. It goes for a corner. That was slightly more than mild palpitations there. Ball loose in the box. It's Pavlidis had the shot in the end, but it wasn't that powerful a shot and well blocked. But they have another corner. 40 minutes played. Now referee's got his bee in a bonnet about something. He's pointing at people. Now corner comes across. It's a long one. Ariola comes and collects and grabs and it's comfortably gathered, and we can all breathe again. Let's look at Pavlidis there. We don't know what the referee's had a bee in his bonnet about there. Now, long ball played. Bowen's sort of on the end of it, but it's a difficult one for him to gather. But again, keeps the ball live with West Ham, and Cresswell plays it down the line, but it comes back to Cresswell, and we've still got possession, and we can take a little bit of the sting out of this at the moment. Yeah, what's going on in the game? Not a lot, Paulinator. Now Bowen can get down the right, just can't control it. It was a difficult ball control. It's gone out for a throw. David O'Rourke, Antonio looks like he's struggling already. If he goes off, I hope we bring on Mubama rather than Ings. I disagree. I think Antonio is struggling, really. I thought he was playing quite well. Well, 42 minutes gone now, according to my clock. Still 0-0. This is this is so far so good. Anyway, Alkmaar probably had about, last time I looked at the stat, it was probably about 60-40 possession. I'm trying again to play a long ball in, but it doesn't come, and it falls to us now. Can Paquetá go on a run? He's nearly go. He's won the ball back to Benrahma. Now Benrahma down the left. He's edge of the box, goes down towards the line, gets to the line, pulls it back, but it's blocked. But Antonio comes and rescues it, pulls it back, and pulls it back to Paquetá, who shoots over. But again, when we get in these positions, we just get our shooting range, find our shooting range a bit better. Who knows? But as I say, so far so good. So, Rio, want to say anything?
As per usual, my stream was gone, and I was kind of once you mentioned that little trip to Blackpool, I was like kind of in two minds, because if it's the one I'm thinking of, I didn't actually make the initial Friday night element of it, but if I remember right, it was away to Preston. It was a roasting hot day, and I caught up with you all the following morning.
Yeah,
and
it was a hell of a day.
It was, incredibly hot. And I remember someone wearing, for some strange reason, a Rufus Brevitt wig in like 500 degree heat.
Yes, that was it. We all had this mad idea we'd all wear Rufus Brevitt wigs. And what I would say, that whole weekend, I was stone cold sober. I didn't have one alcoholic drink, basically because I've been, I had a bit of an illness and I was recovering from it. And so alcohol was not the best of plans while I was getting myself fit. So it was great Saturday morning seeing all the hangovers, and then somebody handed out his wigs. We're all going to wear these Rufus Brevitt wigs. So I put the Rufus Brevitt wig on and I wore it all day, and it was 90 degrees in the shade up there. And when I came out of the ground, not one person was wearing a Rufus Brevitt wig except me. I probably lost about a stone in sweat. So, yeah, that was the first one. We did 2 that season. Sorry, breakaway. Alkmaar on the attack. Number 11 again cuts in, but doesn't get very far. It's out with that the left back whose name I've forgotten again. Number 11 again, but it's all going very square, and West Ham playing very, very tight and compact. Good defence from West Ham at the moment. Ben Rama's back helping out on the our left wing. And the referee has blown up, and he's added exactly 0 minutes of stoppage time, and it's half time. Phew.
I say it.
You say what, Ria?
We're 3/4 of the way there.
Yeah.
And we look really. Obviously, there's been a couple of moments which have made the pulse go a little bit quicker than we would have liked, but it hasn't exactly been an onslaught, has it? I was expecting a lot more from Alkmaar, and we've dealt with what they have offered pretty well. I hate to say it, but you know what? Some of the nerves are dissipated quite a lot, actually.
I'm not tempting fate. Let's put it that way. But yeah, that half was comfortable. I think is probably, as I say, a couple of minor sort of things, but the closest either side's come to scoring was Paquetá with that lovely curled shot, curled for his left foot as he cut in, that clipped the post and went out for a goal kick. But yeah. So let's sum up the half so far. Yeah, say nothing, lads, says Dave O'Rourke. Yeah. I think we can be satisfied with that half. As I say, we've shown a few bits of attacking intent. A couple of times where we've got the ball in promising position, it's just been slightly overhit, and as I say, Paquetá's effort. There was the one effort from, or the one sort of bit where we switched off, and there was a loose ball in the box that we managed to eventually deal with that for a corner there. But Ariola's probably been credited with a couple of saves, but yeah, they're not saves that have really troubled him. He's not had to dive and turn something around the post and or anything like that. So yeah, comfy. How's your stream doing, mate?
I'm on about my 7th attempt, and this one looks pretty good at the moment. So again, I should say nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll touch wood then. So I'm actually going to have a drink of this. I keep going to have a drink, and I sort of didn't, but I'm going to have a drink because it's half time. So, right, there you go. See it now. Cheers.
Yeah. So, like as we said, half-time breaks come 0-0. The expected Alkmaar kind of onslaught hasn't occurred. I know I mentioned it, but obviously we're all West Ham. We know what we shouldn't do, and that's mention anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know exactly what to say apart from fingers crossed, shut your eyes. But no, all the fears I had before the game have eased a little bit because I was expecting them to go at it from the very word go. Because what they did in the semi-final, there was 2 early goals. And yeah, it's not very professional, but I don't actually want to say anything because I don't want to fear jinxing stuff.
Well, Craven's chipped in with a comment that says, "Sorry, I fell asleep watching that. This is dreadful." I think we'd all settle for dreadful. I think this is the ultimate. This is the ultimate. It's all about the result match, really. You know, I'm not going to complain if we get 90 minutes of utter abysmal tedium. If at the end of it, you know, the team are in a final. So, you got any further update from the Fiorentina match? Still 1-0, is it there?
It's still 1-0. Got an update from the Newcastle game. They're now 2-0 up. But I've heard rumours that Brighton
2-1 it's got here.
Okay. Well, Brighton inexplicably dropped 3 players. And I know they've dropped 3 of their key players. I know McAllister's not playing, and Sesko, which I found a little bit strange because I know it's a tough game tonight, but they've still got a chance shout at Europe.
Yeah.
So it just seems very weird to me.
Yeah. The goals went Brighton's Undaf opened the scoring for Newcastle with an own goal, and Byrne put Newcastle 2-1 up in the 4th minute stoppage. We're 58 minutes into the game. 51 minutes in, Undav atoned for his earlier sin and pulled one back for Brighton. So yeah, I mean, interesting game there, perhaps, but it'll take me mind off. Takes my mind off this one anyway. So
yeah, anything to distract from what's going on in just outside of Amsterdam.
Yeah. So in the go back to Blackpool, and in the aftermath of that Blackpool thing, because everybody twigged that there was this particular song that I really, really hated, and so as I say, every time we went to a bar, somebody get it on the jukebox, and it's like, oh. And then when we got back over the next few weeks, every time we had a home game, somebody was emailing Jerry Nicholas and sort of asking it for it to be played. And it was like one week they'd say, could we have it played for Noam? Then next week they'd say, oh, Gordon Throw, you know, it's his favourite song, could you play it for him? And there'd be a slightly different name or sort of play on my name. And of course, in those days when the club used to sort of talk to us, that was when I had the press pass, and I know Jeremy fairly well, and I mentioned that this was happening every week, and Jeremy said, I did wonder about that song, and he said, oh, okay. He said, I won't play it anymore. I thought, cheers, mate. Having said that, I also got to speak to the chap who wrote it once, bizarrely, or co-wrote it. A chap called Mike Dabo, who had been in Manfred Mann, and my good late friend Cragsy went to see him played at a solo gig at a lovely venue in Watford called the Horns. And after the gig, he was talking to Mike Dabo, and he said, "Listen." He said, my mate hates one of your songs. You've got to. I'm going to call him. You've got to speak to him." And anyway, Cragsy, the phone rings. It's Cragsy. Yeah, he says, "Oh, someone wants to speak to you." And hi, it's Mike Dabo. I understand you hate one of my songs. So I explained all about it, and I said, nothing personal, mate, but it gets right on my nerves. And he said, "Well, if truth be told," he said, "it's not really one of the favourites that I've written, but," and he said, "but," he said, "it has been very kind to me over the years." And then he paused and he said, or to be more accurate, it's been very kind to 3 of my ex-wives. So, and I said, yeah, it always seems to gets played quite a lot. Yeah, you often hear it, sort of thing, or maybe I just notice it more because I detest it. And he came up with an interesting thing. He said, have a guess which song that I've co-written has made me the most money over the years. And so I knew he'd written a few, and including things like Handbags and Glad Rags. He co-wrote that, and so I went through the ones that I knew he'd written. Pretty Flamingo, and it turns out the tune that's made him the most money over the years is the Cadbury's Finger of Fudge advert, because every so many years they bring it back. Yes, and of course there's so many more channels now, and he's still got the original agreement about every time it gets played how much he gets. So it hasn't been around for years, so it's probably due a comeback. So there you go. So, now what we got here? So we're going Blinded by the Light. I like Blinded by the Light. That was Bruce Springsteen wrote that, no, didn't it? So yeah. What else we got here? Yes, people hope Moyes doesn't mess this up. I'm paraphrasing there from Wayne Murphy. Mark Pearce could really do with a goal to settle the nerves. Yeah, you and me both, mate. And thanks, Chris. Comment from Chris Mulhall there. Do you know what? I bet those 2 melts on the Tottenham webcast wouldn't even know Manfred Man. We're a class above, yeah. So as it happens, I also for professional reasons, and I can't say much more than that, I also know Paul Jones, and so yeah. My work phone book, got a list of the stars in there. Yes, but for professional reasons, I'm not allowed to say any more than that.
It's any consolation. I'm not particularly au fait with Manfred Man myself. I know I've heard of them, but different era.
Yeah, well, Manfred Man, there was the 60s iteration. Manfred Man was, in fact, the keyboard player, and came over from South African, and sort of starting up this kind of rhythm and blues type thing, 1960s rhythm and blues, which Paul Jones was a singer in, and then Mike Dabo took over. In fact, there's still a version going around, which obviously hasn't got Manfred Man in them, but they call themselves the Manfreds. Paul Jones was saying, I think both Mike Dabo and Paul Jones are in that, bizarrely. And I think they're touring coming up. So nice guy, Paul Jones. As I say, met him a number of times. But then towards the end of the 60s, beginning of the 70s, which is Wayne Murphy's come in with Blinded by the Light, Manfred Man sort of took a step away from the sort of rhythm and bluesy type thing, and sort of had a dabble with the sort of poppier end of prog rock. So you had Blinded by the Light and Davies on the Road Again, and the classic album, The Roaring Silence. There you go. This is educational, isn't it? I'm doing anything to think other than think about football at the moment. So, and yes, Alf Garnett's ex-missus Michelle has put the dreaded word up there, because deliberately not mentioning the name of the song that I hate so much, but she's in there as well. So yes, that trip out with Blackpool was hilarious, because when I got up on the Saturday morning, you were quite right, it was searingly hot. I mean, the bar ran out of water at Preston, and because we got out and everybody's got out and it's hot and everyone's got hangovers except me, which was hangovers are great fun if you haven't got one and everyone else has. Yeah. Holding on. Oh, shut up.
I just remember, because I actually got the club coach up in the morning, and for once in its life, it was incredibly early, and we was allowed to roam free. So I thought we was like in the pub. It's about 10 minutes away from Deepdale, wasn't it? And I just remember that someone bought me a pint with about just as we was leaving, and me not wanting to waste it, I was trying to drink it walking down the road, and because of the searing heat and trying to neck a really horrible pint of lager at the same time, it didn't end well. Let's put it that way. That was a rather dodgy walk up to the ground.
Oops. Yeah, so it was one. I think it was. I'm not sure it was the first, because we did two that. We did one at the beginning of the season when we played Preston, and we did one at the end of the season when we played Wigan. And one of them, we went into, we got up there, it might be the second one, we got up there quite early. And we found a pub that opened at about 10 o'clock in the morning. And we walked in there and the manager, owner, whatever, landlord.
Oh, I can hear you.
Oh, hang on, we got a guest.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, mate. You're a bit crackly, but hello.
It's very loud. It's very loud. I'm good. I'm good. I'm very well. It's very noisy. Everyone's reasonably happy, as you can see. And if I can turn this camera around, I don't know if you can see him, but down there somewhere we've got Andy Carroll in the crowd, which is there he is over there at the back. Can you see him?
I can't really, mate. Your picture's too small.
Okay, all right, no worries. But so we've got Andy Carroll, Tony Gale all in the crowd tonight, all enjoying it. Yeah, it's been a nervy first half. Oh, they're coming out now. What's the verdict in the studio?
Yeah, I mean, we're all sort of we're all happy.
Non-committal, I think is the word we're looking for, because we don't want to jinx nothing.
Right.
Yeah. But we're all very nervous. Still.
Yes. Yeah, it's a bit like that. Yeah. It's a bit like that. But yeah, halfway there, chaps. Halfway there, another 45, and we're there. We've only got to stop
So far, so good.
45 minutes. Nice and easy. Nice and easy.
Oh, you're all well there, mate.
Right. I'll tell you, listen, fellas, I'm going to have to go now because we're just about to kick off again. But
yeah,
I'll try and catch you again at full time, okay?
Okay then, mate. Stay safe, mate.
Right,
Catch up with you soon.
Cheers. Tell you what.
Yeah, cheers. So there's the boss. See, like you've had more professionalism on this thing in the last 30 seconds than you'll get for the remaining 45 of that whole match. So, yeah. So yeah. Anyway, we're all back out. It's Alkmaar to kick off, kicking left to right on my screen. Or as far as I can see, no substitutions as such. So as you were, and well, 45 to go. Touch wood. No, good to hear from the boss there anyway. Who had all sorts of shenanigans to go through to get his ticket. I think yesterday, the day before, they rang him and said, "Can you get down there for 3 o'clock? You know, down to the stadium for 3 o'clock." And to which the answer was, "I live in Lincolnshire, or wherever it is." And it's 2 o'clock now, so the answer is no. Alkmaar on the attack anyway, spread the ball, long ball out to the left. Again, they're cutting back, but it's going back. West Ham staying very sharp and compact. A little bit of space there now. Again, it's been played across the box, but they've played it back now and a bit loosely, and it's back towards the halfway line. So, how's the stream holding up, Rio?
It's just gone. Just as they come out,
Right.
It went off. It's just...
Okay. Well, I'll keep going then. Alkmaar, again, on the left, got a cross in there, but it's blocked out. But they're rebuilding. But again, it's a very ponderous rebuild, if you like. So there's not an awful lot of urgency. I think the longer the game goes on, I think the less true that will be. But they're still being very patient. I mean, ball's back in their half. And in fact, no, I thought it was going to go back to the keeper there, but they're just playing it along the back. And West Ham pressing up quite high now, and that's good. It's now back with the goalkeeper, so it's good defensive play from West Ham. We haven't actually got a foot in there. It's keeping them sort of at arm's length. So A couple of players might need to drop now as they're still building very slowly. Not too upset with that. See what happens now. They again try to attack down their left. Now maybe they get across in there, a bit of space, but no, it's closed down by Kara. And that was a nice 1-2 there. Now they've worked the ball in the box and it's gone straight across the 6-yard box. But nobody on the end of it now. 19 for Alkmaar. Got the ball in the end of the box there. There was just a little bit of increase in pace there, and Kara got caught with the 1-2. So I don't know. I feel nervous not more nervous at the moment than I have all first half. Maybe that's just me.
We do have a propensity to start slow in the second half, as we saw up at City, didn't we?
Yeah. I mean, it was one of those ones, a very dangerous ball. It went right across the 6-yard box, but they didn't have anyone far enough forward to capitalise on it. But that's probably our worst moment, or my worst moment watching this anyway. Still out my possession. We've had possession for a good couple of minutes now. And Cresswell now sort of keeping an eye. Nearly got a foot in there, but just bides his time. They're trying to unpick the lock, as they say, but we're playing very tight now. Ooh, ball's in the box. The shot comes in, and Areola does have to make a save. Quite comfortable save in the minute. The ball came to the edge of the box, and there was a snapshot, first time shot. Just watching that instant when the ball came across the box. Anyway, Areola plays it long out wide. Bowen's on the ball now, comes away with it as well. Runs square across. Oh, but that's poor. Tries to find Benrahma, and the ball doesn't have anywhere near enough legs. That wouldn't have reached Benrahma even if the defender hadn't intercepted. That's you see the best and the worst of there. We need to be looking after this ball a bit better. Now Alkmaar go down again. They're left, and a lot of the stuff is coming down our right, but gets put out for a throw in. Trying to take them quickly because I'm looking at one ball, and Zuma clears long. Again, Antonio can't get on the end of it, and ball's back with Alkmaar. Lots and lots of possession, and the pressure's slowly beginning to build up. But again, we get the foot in. Ball's played long, but a bit of head tennis going on. Alkmaar have the ball again. And they're slowly starting to turn the screw. And Cresswell misses the tackle, and cross gets blocked, and it's a corner on the right-hand side for Alkmaar. So, Cresswell kind of went in with the wrong foot there, and Declan doesn't make the tackle either. And it's in the end, it's Agerd who puts that ball out. I think it was. So corner. Right hand side, looks like it's going to be taken left footed for an in swinger. Taken in the box, headed out to the edge of the box. Alkmaar trying to build again. I'd really like to see us get a bit of possession. It's been a little while since we've had our foot on the ball here. I mean, keeping possession well, but there's a little bit more intent about them this time round. But now Antonio can bring the ball away, runs into traffic, but still keeps the ball and gets. Paquetá manages to keep hold of it to Benrahma, and that's a great ball from Paquetá. Benrahma just can't keep it in. 10 out of 10 for effort, just a little bit of less on the ball, and Benrahma was going down the line. Bit messy from West Ham though, and I want us to keep the thing. How are you doing there, Rio?
Well, I finally got one back up. I think I'm a little bit further behind, even further behind than I was. I'm on 51.
You're watching the first leg.
Yeah, yeah.
Now Rice brings the ball out down to Ben Rama, who goes down the ring, tries to get a crossing, gets blocked, but Rice is back on it. Now we're keeping the ball. It's playing it about a little bit, and I'm not too unhappy it's this as long as we keep hold of it. Antonio gets the ball, turns as well, so he's looking for a bit of help though down there, but he's going down the right wing and forces a throw. So does well there, Antonio, actually, because not an awful lot on for him, and he's looking up, looking for help, and obviously clearly he was surrounded. Now we've got Kara on the ball. Kara, as we discovered last week, seemed to have a little bit of a throw. So let's see what happens. Antonio in the middle of the box, Kara right-hand side, kind of 6 yards in. Long throw comes in, bounces across, and nobody really attacks the ball, and the keeper ends up coming for it. Just for a second, it looked like it might come through, but keeper looks to launch it long, but in the end finds there's nobody up there, and it's played short, and Alkmaar can try and play it again out from the back. Have you got a time on your stream, Rio?
It was 52. It's just frozen again. I'm having an absolute torrid time here.
You see. It kind of reminds me a little bit of when the old days of European football. Now, hang on, there's a nice ball, nice ball played through the middle by Alkmaar. Again, just a little bit too much on it from Reinders to Pavlidis, and Areola's smartly out, but just for a second, if he put just a little bit less on that, Pavlidis was through 1-on-1, but Areola smartly off his line anyway, and no harm done. The old days of European football, when the commentary from Barry Davis or David Coleman or Kenneth Wolstenholme, even go back and even further, looked like it was coming down a really dodgy phone line, or sounded like it was coming down that line, because in fact it was. And you'd have a sort of high-pitched whining noise in the background as well. So this is like that. Now Ben Rama gets the better of his man, does he? No, gets a couple of nibbles at him, but does well to keep the ball. Plays it back to plays it back to Creswell. Finds Rice. Rice has a shot from about 30 yards, curling effort, and the keeper dives to his left and turns it around the post for a corner. It's taken a little bit of a flick on the way through over from defender Antonio. Good save from the keeper. I think that might be our first corner. And we have been interesting from corners, and lots of pushing and shoving. The ref actually gone in there to sort of put stops. Somebody just grabbed Zoom around the neck and hold him down. So he's keeping an eye there, referee. Referee, I have to say, is infinitely better than so far anyway than the Muppet we had last week. Corner comes in swinger. Keeper punches edge of the box, and it looks like it's full at Cresswell, but somebody swings a leg and it goes out for a West Ham throw. But Alkmaar didn't look totally comfortable with that corner. So maybe if we forced another one or two, we might sort of profit from it. Passes completed. AZ 420, West Ham 147, which then passes forward, passes completed, not as many as you'd think from Alkmaar, I think 300 of those 420 have probably gone sideways or backwards. Again, no bad thing. So give the ball away for a throw in, halfway line, give or take. Well, it was, they've stolen 10 yards, but thrown towards goal. And again, does very well there. Just swings a leg around the defender, and it works its way through back to Areola, who can see if he can take as much time as Ryan in the Alkmaar goal got away with last week. Now, Bowen's got the ball here, and it's Bowen was fouled there, but just before he was fouled, the ball came up and off his arm, and the referee's given the free kick for handball. And Bit of a shame that, because interesting place for a free kick there. Yeah. You with us, Rio?
Oh, I'm having a mare, mate. Absolute disaster. This is why I should be going down the pub and watching it.
Now, great tackle from Agard. Great tackle from Agard. They're claiming a penalty. It wasn't, but there was a one-on-one through there. And they're moaning at the referee, but Agard bided his time and actually got a leg in and took the ball. Next Pavlidis again is holding his arms out, and obviously the now then, did he get much of the ball? He's pointing and saying he got the ball, but I don't know if got a little bit. Well, I think if VAR was looking at it, it would have had a look by now. And close, that one. What are your thoughts on the stream? I mean, he got the ball eventually, I think, is the best thing to say about that one from Agard. But yeah, let's hear what he's got to say on the stream about that one. It's a little bit disconcerting, that challenge, anyway. But yeah. Anyway, West Ham have got one to throw in on our right-hand side. Pavlidis is still having a moment. They're showing it again. I think if they brought it back far enough, his first control might have been with his arm anyway. But yeah, you can see everybody up in the stadium going up. Yeah, okay. Well, it ain't a penalty. That's the best news about that one. So, comment there from David O'Rourke. As long as we win the Paulinator, if we get in the final, I hope we don't play like this. And David O'Rourke says, as long as we win the final, I couldn't care less how we play. Well, it's slightly different in it being the second leg of a game. Now, Souček is, so I was looking away there. Souček has worked his way into the book, into the referee's book, yellow card there. I will admit, I was looking away there. I didn't see what happened there. So somebody on the stream wants to let me know. Having said that, now Kirkes, the much vaunted Kirkes, has gone straight through the back of Bowen, whose heels must be black and blue. Yeah, nasty little niggly. Caught him on both ankles looking at it. So yeah, risky tackle from Alan Pardews' dad. I mean, yeah, good one. Yeah, totally agree. Very much risky. VAR review in our favour. As good as a goal. Well, yeah, could well be. But I mean, he did get the ball eventually. So free kick to West Ham anyway. Played at the box badly. Doesn't beat the first man, and that's. I mean, all season we've been disappointed with stuff like that. Rice plays a long ball anyway out towards Benrahma, who takes it. That's going to be a goal kick. I think it just comes off Benrahma. Well, maybe we've got a corner there. I thought it came off Benrahma, I'll be honest. People looking very bemused. I think he might be having a chat with somebody. Focusing on Souček. Looks like we've got a corner there. I thought that might come off Benrahma, I'll be honest. But well, let's see. Cresswell it's on our left-hand side, so Cresswell's going to take it. It's going to sort of presumably play away from goal, and goes up. Cresswell at the corner again, doesn't beat the first man, and cleared it long. And it's way back. For Areola's come out to pick that one up, and it's going to have to play it long, so plays it out wide to the right. Kept him well, but West Ham don't want to change the ball. And now can break and the break. Now that looks a little bit iffy for offside, but they're going down the left-hand side. Pavlidis gets into the box, shoots, and that's tipped over the bar by Areola. Pavlidis is moaning about something there. I think the flag may have gone out. So it's a good shot and good tip over from Ariel, good save. But yeah, we got caught there on the break a little bit, which is something I don't want us to see. Yeah, let's have a look. And yeah, he's offside there. Yeah, so.
Yeah, I'm back on. I think I'm virtually with 62 minutes I'm on.
Yeah, 62-25 here. So, yeah, try not to lose this one.
Please, no.
Now, that's a West Ham throw. Right, I do apologise to everybody who's watching this, having to listen to me talk, and it's not Rio's fault, bless him, or anything like that. It's just I'm the one with the sort of constant view. So if you
I would like to counter that. It is my fault because I did have some rather nice headphones with a mic built in. I could have done it from the pub with an actual proper viewing, but silly nuts here broke his headphones.
Now there's another yellow card. That's for Kerr, who's taking too long over the throw. Referee's not having it, and Rice is sort of smiling, obviously remembering last week, and so yeah, 63 minutes gone, and Kerr was about to take the throw. Anyway, Kerr now takes the throw. It's gone into the box, and it's a bit of head tennis. We need to win this ball back, and we do. So Paquetá on the ball on the right there, and plays it off the defender for a West Ham throw. So it's good play from Paquetá because he was absolutely surrounded, and Kerr can have another go at the throw. So Zuma's up for this as well. So throw goes in, finds Zuma, doesn't quite get on it. Rice, first time shot, but it's weak and doesn't get anywhere. And we're way back in our half with Cresswell, who's yes, discretion, better part of valor. That goes back to Areola, who will take his time with this. Now launches it again out. Nudge on Bowen there, but doesn't get anything. Very, very scrappy at the moment. This is not a match for the purists. I agree with you, Mr. O'Rourke. Kerr was booked while he was actually trying to take the throw. Did anyone see what Souček was booked for? Because as I say, I looked away at the wrong moment there, so I just saw the card being banded out. The referee sort of pointed to 3 places where he thought Souček had done something.
It's apparently a clumsy challenge.
Right, okay. Fair enough. Now, Alkmaar trying to get to work through the lines and a foot in, and now Antonio can bring it away. Paquetá tries to dillies and dallies on it, and it's all very well, but puts on the back foot there, and ball's in the box, and Rice stands up and played outside to the edge of the box again. They're trying to work it in, but that's a poor cross, and Souček can look clear now. Antonio's on the ball now. And goes down the line, skins the bloke who's marking him, and just can't get it past the next guy. And it's getting a bit stretched now when that happens. And I'd like to see Antonio make a better effort to try to keep hold of it and eat up some time. Square ball to the edge of the box. It's a shot, and that's a great save from Areola. Simple, but goes down to his right. Again, when it's drawn, it's a very good volley, but it's a save you'd expect Areola to make. I'd say that, and but he does so comfortably and gathers it in. So Moyes doing his nut at the way that the game's being stretched there, and we've played the ball straight out into touch for an Alkmaar throw-in. We got 24 minutes plus stoppage left. It's a long evening so far.
We knew they'd come at us. We're just not making things easy for ourselves, though. We're a bit lax in possession again. And it's basic errors. And you just hope it doesn't turn around and bite us in the backside, because they're exerting the pressure. Yeah.
Now shot from that's a terrible shot, actually. I don't quite know. I mean, I'm not shot from their left-hand side, and it just seemed to wobble all over the place and go about 20 yards wide. But have another look. Maybe I think player went down there, but again, that's Maynans went down there and Kara slid through, but took the ball cleanly. Kara's obviously there just showing the fact he's got a yellow card for something completely unrelated. Now, Alkmaar are beginning to ring the changes. They've got people taking their tracksuit tops off, so we can expect some changes from them shortly. Haven't seen any similar movement from our part of the world. Now, loose from there, Rice picks the ball up, plays Benrahma down the left-hand side, beats his man. Another one coming across, plays inside. Nice little interchange with Paquetá. Nice back heel from Benrahma to Rice. And we've got Cresswell out left. Good little spell of possession. Rice again plays into Benrahma. Oh, nice dummy from Paquetá, but it's not red and it goes out for a throw in. That's a shame. Some nice movement there and on and off the ball, and deserved a shot at the end of it at the very least, but just Cresswell and Paquetá not really being on the same wavelength there. Yeah.
Yeah, just watching that passage of play now, it's the first time in a while that we've actually strung a few passes together.
Yeah.
Need to do that a little bit more, try and kill the time, stretch the play a little bit, and give AZ something to think about.
Yeah, yeah. Because I think we can do this, and a couple of times there when we got the ball out to Antonio, he's a good outlet, but there was that one where he just failed to beat the second player. If he beat the second player, then but I don't know, because it was a very close-in camera shot. I'm not sure quite who was, if there's anyone with him to give him a play, but here he goes again on that right-hand side, tries to get past the guy, but he did well to keep that in, to be honest. Getting past the player as well was going to be difficult. Now, nice ball in there, and that's well played, Areola. Ball played in, but it was just run out of play by Pavlidis, who would have been quite easy for Areola to go sort of diving in and watch him go on. So we've got De Wit coming on for a very young looking player. I don't know who that's coming off, but he's number 60. Oh, Minans, yeah. Who I wonder how old he looked when he was 12. But De Wit is coming on. Just the one sub. I thought there might be two, the way they were getting ready earlier on. So still nothing from the bench for West Ham, but I guess at the moment, why would you? Now, they're trying to play the ball through the lines a lot more, and they're actually having a bit of success with this at the moment. Dangerous looking cross in again, nobody can get on the end of it. And, that was Reinders was coming in, and let's have a look again. Though, if he got on the end of that, Reinders, that would have been offside. VAR would have offside it. He seemed to sort of dive under it rather than anything else. So yeah, it would have been offside. In fact, the free kick's been given, and Ariada's taking it from there. So
the biggest one for me, I know that I've had issues with the stream, but Jarrod Bowen's been pretty much anonymous today.
Yeah,
he's really not offered a lot at all in terms of supporting Antonio and even helping out with the defence. He's been on the periphery, which is you're eradicating one of your biggest kind of attacking outlets there. So yeah, it's a bit of a worry that he's not been involved.
Yeah, I'd like to see a bit more. Again, you find that with Bowen though, when the opposition do have a lot of the ball. Now hang on, they've given the ball away, and Rice can bring this away. Now, can he actually? Yes, he's done well there and gets the ball into Benrahma, who keeping the ball well, and again we're knocking it around. Nice ball played out to the right hand side. Can Antonio get there? Can he get there? Not quite. It's a shame, because that was a great ball from Cresswell. We got Fornals is looking at coming on. So quite want to focusing on Ben Rama. I hope they're not going to take Ben Rama off, because I think he's our brightest outlet on that left-hand side. Yeah. Alkmaar kind of playing head tennis with it, sort of piggy in the middle with it down there, but now they play it long. And Zuma's fouled there, but he has fouled his opponent there. So what's this? Fiorentina scored 2-1, which is so that's level on aggregate over there. So more nail biting time over there. Now, Quester and Benrahma do well, and Rice does incredibly well. Now, again, that's played a bit too long for Antonio. The keeper will come and larrup that forward. Who's that? Declan went down holding his head. He's up and awake now. So Paquetá keeps hold of the ball nicely, plays it to Benrahma, cuts inside again. He's pushed off the ball. Oh, come on, referee. He's pushed off the ball with two hands there, and the referee just says, get up. Well, sorry, mate. That was wrong. That was a foul, and it would have been in a promising position. Now, they've given the ball away. Bowen's got into the box. Goes down to the line. Can he pull the ball back? He can, but it's blocked by there. That was promising again. He needed to lift that, Bowen. Now, Alkmaar can come away. Game again getting stretched, which is something that we'd rather not see, to be honest. But again, though, Alkmaar managed to slow it up for us, which is good. It's a cross in. Can you get a shot? No, that's brilliant defensive work. And that was Suchek there. Now Paquetá. Paquetá just for fouled his man there. I thought we took the ball, but yeah. But again, it's a bit of breathing space. So referees are not taking any nonsense from anybody, but it's as I say, I mean, I may not disagree with anything. This is where he gets to the line, Bowen. Gets the line, looks up, and he just tries to play it on the ground. He needed to lift that because there were three defenders between him and the nearest West Ham player. So Benrahma is out. Yeah, Benrahma's has gone ashore. He's had a decent game, I thought, and Fornals is in. I guess they're hoping for a little bit more defensively. What do you think of that, Ria?
It's definitely the right time for fresh legs. I mean, I know I've mentioned it earlier, but I think Bowen could have been the one that possibly could have been hooked, but obviously it does offer a little bit more defensively than Benrahma, who, it can be flaky and run to the cost a little bit. So, you can understand why the change has been made and why Benrahma's gone off. But the game's, as you say, is getting a bit too far stretched for me. So a little bit of nerves kicking in again.
Yeah, so 15 minutes left. So Benrahma sat on the racing car seat there. I was a little bit perturbed by not being on, I think. Maybe it's just nerves and all that. But, I think he's slightly unfortunate there. But, we'll just have to see. Obviously, there'll be no problems if the game remains the same.
It also could have been a bit of a possible call for Cornet. I know he's not had the greatest comeback since his injury, but I think his pace in the situations we're finding ourselves in when we do go forward could have been really useful.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we're talking Bowen there. Maybe I mean, I'm looking at Bowen now, and he's very much playing sort of right hand side of a midfield four, as opposed to now we've won the ball back there. I'll come back to that, but Antonio finds Paquetá, tries to find Antonio, sort of finds him accidentally, but Antonio can't control it, and Alkmaar have the ball back again. Now, first time ball played out to the left, which Kieran needs to get out there, and still the same player, edge of the box. There's a shot, and it's gone way over again. We'll have those all day. But yeah, maybe I was just watching. I mean, Bowen's doing a lot of running off the ball, and he puts in the challenge for that shot. In fact, although he doesn't get anywhere near blocking it, but he forces the shot. Another substitution: Van Brederode out and some chap called Lardo in. That's their second substitution. 77 played, still 0-0. So yeah, maybe as I say, Moyes thinks that he's getting a bit more out of Bowen on the defensive front than he does Benrahma.
You get that.
Yeah. But talking of Bowen, he's climbed all over there, and Bowen points out that that's 4 times that he's been fouled like that, and referee sort of just nods acknowledgement. There's no yellow, but free kick to West Ham. But I'd say about 14, 15 yards inside the Alkmaar half to the right hand side. Ball's played in, goes deep, but the keeper comes and collects that fairly easily. So he's urging his players forward, but they're clearly not getting forward very fast, and he rolls it out. And again, they're building from the back. So take your time, lads. Now, there are a lot longer balls coming through. There's one play down at the channel. Cresswell's failed there, and Cresswell's trying to see it out, and he's been nudging in the back and very cleverly gets the foul. Stupid foul giveaway. I think you'd be infuriated if you're the Alkmaar guy, but he's just been shoved in the back, and that's enough to make Cresswell down. You're going to go down all day with that. And free kick for West Ham, really sort of down right in the corner. So, yeah, clever play from Cresswell, but there are longer balls coming from Alkmaar now. I think they're beginning to realise time is perhaps not on their side. And now we win the ball back, and Rice on the ball. Souček, Cresswell plays it down the line. Fornals tries to get it down the line, but doesn't do so. But the Alkmaar move comes to an end as they play the ball in at the touch.
Yeah, I think there's the time you want to see Rice and Packard just put their foot on the ball, try and take the sting out of the game a little.
Yeah. There's well, your comment about Cornet, David O'Rourke says likens him to a headless chicken. Time for Pablo to shine. So we shall see. Yeah, I think that's going to be given as a foul. No, play on, but guy tried to take the ball past Bowen. Bowen sort of kind of got in the way, and everyone ended up with a tangle of arms and legs on the floor. Referee said play on. So thought he might have given a free kick there. Glad he didn't. So Alkmaar still have the ball, mind. So back in the centre circle. Ooh. Oh dear. Sorry, there's a bit of a comedy of errors there, but that ends up with a free kick to West Ham, and Kehrer basically played it back very close range to Areola, who just watch it now. Cross comes in, Kehrer just taps the ball, and Areola has to clear his. Whether or not that might have been creeping in at the post there. Yeah, that had gone in. That's a brilliant save by Areola. Kick that away to prevent an own goal from Kehrer. Kehrer acknowledges his situation. Now, what we got here? Bowen gets in, and did that go for a corner? I can't quite see if that went for a corner or a throw in, but good work for. It looks like it may be a corner because of the way the players are coming up for this. So we're within the last 10 minutes, everybody. Yeah, it is a corner, and it's the usual sort of right about corner comes across. Referee's actually blown the whistle before the corner because of all the sort of umming and ahhing going on. He wants a word with everybody to stop this. So we'll still have the corner. And making all sorts of weird signals, the referee. Somebody tried to wrestle Antonio to the floor. Souček's trying to stand on the goal line, and everybody's pointing at everybody else. And it's quite funny to watch. Corner now comes in, and keeper punches it at the edge of the box. Cresswell's there, keeps it alive to plays it back to Kera, plays the ball into the box. Antonio's in there, manages to control it. Well done, sir. Plays it, nearly 1-2. Can Antonio get back? It's bubbling about. Oh, that should have been the game. That should have been the game. Watching it go through. Ball's played back in. Antonio does marvellously well to control it on his thigh. Plays it inside to Souček. 1-2 with Souček nearly. Gets near to the ball. And that's Agard, who is at the far post, totally unmarked, and swings a leg at it, and it doesn't make clean contact and goes wide. That really should have been the game, Rio.
Yeah, just seen it. We did everything right in that build-up. We knocked the ball backwards, took the killing a little bit of time, but when it comes in, Naif, who's been brilliant with his head, Jesus, yeah, he just got the ball caught completely underneath his legs and swing and a miss.
Yeah. We're going to see Ings on, and also another substitute for Alkmaar by the looks of things. But West Ham would want a free kick there, so you're not missing anything. Moyes' instruction is like, go out there and score us a goal, I suspect.
I'm presuming it's for Antonio, yeah?
Yeah, Antonio's coming on, yeah. He's
I don't like this substitution. I know Antonio's probably
done well
dead on his feet, isn't he? But
yeah, he's hobbling a little bit as well. So,
it's just the ball comes back a lot quicker with Ings up front than Mikel does.
Yeah, but Antonio, fair play. He's run his legs off. I think it's fair to say he's had a good game. Kirk is out, and the other David is in. So, So we've got 6 minutes plus stoppage left. Carlson is out and Meerdink's in. So these are the throws of the dice. Anyway, free kick played long, right hand side. Ball wobbling around, and Rice launches it, sort of lobs it forward, and done well to get on the end of that now. Ball comes across, and it's cut out by the keeper. Bowen was looking, had the shot already taken, I think, there, but the keeper came out, cut it out. And we're just coming up to the last 5. How's everybody holding up there? Yeah, nerves are holding. So nervous I could puke. Almost brilliant from Mickey. Good game from Mickey. Yeah, I'd go with that. I think he's had a fine game. I mean, the whole team have worked their socks off at the moment. So just the last effort, lads. Last effort. 5 minutes, 4.5 minutes left now. So Alkmaar launching it into the box, and it's headed out again. And Bowen tries to go over, but it goes over his head, which quite understandable, not being the tallest of players out there. Relatively speaking. So Alkmaar again sort of trying to build possession on the left. Ball goes down the left wing now. Again, they're not getting the crosses in, but it's on the edge of the box on the right in the corner. Some nice 1-2s going on, but again, it's right out of the edge of the box. Keep working, West Ham, keep working. It's going across from side to side, sort of 10-20 yards. Now the ball's played in. Areola comes out, doesn't get it, and gets it at the second attempt there. And it's a free kick to West Ham for a foul on Areola. Lots of players down, face down, smacking his hand. Let's have a look at it now. Areola comes out, catches the ball, and everybody sort of comes into him. Goes to grab the ball a second time and gets it on the third attempt. Well, it hits hit Zuma on the hand. There's never a penalty on that one. Please don't tell me we got a Premier League referee looking at VAR, but it's been given as a free kick to West Ham. Lots of players down, getting their bearings. I think VAR will have looked at that just to make sure there's nothing untoward, and I don't think there is. So Areola obviously receiving treatment, having sort of battled his way in. Yeah, he comes out and he sort of plays the ball onto Zuma's head. Now, obviously, they're looking at that because it does hit Zuma's hand. They're just looking at the bit where Ings pulls the ball back, and defender slides in and plays it back to the keeper on that one. That was where Bowen was teed up for it, but looks like everybody who needs to be fit is fit. Yeah, the physios are off, and free kick to West Ham, which Areola's going to take. So, phew. Yeah, Areola just took out again Zuma. Yeah, he was coming for that. Yeah. So, 2 minutes plus we'll have a bit of stoppage for the subs and injuries like that.
What are you reckoning? 5?
4
Just
or
to
5,
terrify
yeah.
us a bit further.
Now, Bowen's got down the line here. If he can keep it in, which he does, plays it off the defender. Oh, he's given a goal kick. That's a rubbish decision. I think that looked, for all the world, it was like a corner bit. So, minute and a half plus stoppage. I hope everybody is bearing up. I really do. I hope bearing up better than I am. I'm trying to look cool here, but I've never looked cool in my life. So, how are you, mate?
Well, I went from being virtually in control around half time, and yeah, I can't even have another drink, like mouth on my drink, because I know it's going to spill everywhere. Because I am shaking, and it's not good. You should be used to it after all these years watching us put us through the ringer, and it never gets any easier.
Yeah. Alkmaar now sort of pushing forward again. And it's going square. They try to play it in, and that's going to leave it. They're going to go goal kick. We'll play it again. Goal kick, and we can take a few more seconds over the goal kick. We're just coming up. It's the last 15 seconds of normal time, as they say, and very, very, very soon we'll know how much stoppage we got. 58, 59, 90 minutes are played, and he's added 5. So 5 more minutes, West Ham, 5 more minutes. Now, good header from Rice, and ball's now at the edge of the box with Fornals, plays the ball down the line to Ings, tries to get across him, but it's blocked out for a corner. No, referee, that's twice now. He's given a goal kick, and he's saying that after that it's come off Ings. Well, it didn't look like it. Didn't look like it to me. So, Alkmaar then trying to play it again from the back. Although I think it's going to be, again, they're now starting to launch it long and headed clear, but still Alkmaar in possession. And Fornals does well to try and get it. There's a loose ball though, but Alkmaar still again edge of the box. They're probing. Now, try and play a quick ball into the box, and Rice hooks it clear. And that's it. Hook it high, and now they've got some room on the right hand side. Cross comes in, and that's Souček, I think, gets a foot in on that. And now we got the ball here, and we've got 2 against 2. And Paquetá's now, instead of looking for the play, he's taking it right into the corner. Minute and a half, the 5 to go, played rather. And Paquetá, now what's he going to be given there? I think probably came off Paquetá, that one. So I think it's going to be goal kick given. Now played long. again, and head tennis going on. Got to clear it, and again we clear it. Declan plays it long, and it's quite well played by Ings. Keeps the ball, and again played that. Oh, one player short of getting that through. Now we're gonna have to get back here. Declan's jogging back a little bit. He's putting a shift today. And Gerd holds the player up, who goes down holding his face theatrically. No way, referee, and referee not impressed. Now Ings plays a long ball forward, and we've got say Paquetá was onside, but holds the ball up. Fornals, lovely square ball. Now Bowen's got acres of space to play with the ball here. He's heading for the corner flag again. And shielding the ball. But Bowen's fouled there. Bowen's fouled there. Kara comes in, and man, there's all players. Every time anyone gets near anybody, an Alkmaar player's going down. We've had 3 minutes and 14 seconds of the 5 added on. Long ball played against Souček, who I think's had a good game, and much like. Now Fornals comes away with the ball. He's through. He's beaten the player. He's at the edge of the box. Edge of the box. Shoots. He scores. He scores. He scores. Oh yes. We're going to Prague.
I feel a bit more easy now.
Oh yes.
Oh, come on.
Sorry, anyway, we get back to professionalism. Yes, West Ham have taken the lead. It's Alkmaar 0, West Ham United 1. Fine solo goal from Pablo Fornals there. You know what? I'm going to have a drink. Cheers, everyone.
After more failed semis than a 15-year-old at a school disco, we're into a final again.
You speak for yourself, mate. This is great stuff from Fornals. Fornals just nutmegs one player. He's bearing down on goal, takes the shot. It's a grubber. It's along the ground. It's not got the most power, but it's in. It's in. Yeah, here we go. Just yes. I think the final whistle may have gone here. I'm not sure. The clock in the top left-hand corner seems to have gone. I've been so busy. Have we won? Have we won here? Yeah, when the clock disappeared. We've won, mate. Oh,
come on.
We haven't. No, we're 5:15. It just looked like it gone. Now, long ball played back with the keeper, who's desperately got to try and hit it first time, but we've got the ball. Don't lose it, though. Don't lose it. With 30 seconds overtime here, and that's a great challenge from Zuma. Alkmaar desperately pressing forward, but no, he's just dived there. The referee spots a dive, which he would do at this stage, I suppose. And Zuma brings the ball away, gets fouled, and we're 5 minutes and 50 seconds at the 5 minutes of stoppage. And just sort of spotted Jackie there. I think there was a few tears. 6 minutes at the 5 added on. Lots of glum faces. And that's the whistle. We're going to Prague. We're in the final. Rio, cheers, mate.
Oh, dear.
Oh.
It's never easy, is it?
Never in doubt. Never in doubt. What can I say? Well played, West Ham. You know, it was. I mean, Alkmaar are no slouches. I mean, as we know, they're doing well. I think you mentioned their home record in Europe. Zuma's doing the Pope thing about kissing the tarmac. ringing me up. I'm on air, and I'll ring it back. I mean, you know what? Just thinking, I'm just thinking of a few people who couldn't be able to watch this. You know, Chaz, even Craigsy would have been, you know, Newcastle support would have been cheering on for this one. And of course, my dad, who was at the 65 Cup Winners' Cup final. Oh yes. I don't know what to say, but some people are saying Alkmaar fans causing problems in the stand, are they? Yeah. Well, let's hope that's not going to be too much of an issue. Yeah. So Dan B noticed that Downs had come on. I missed that. Cheers, Dan, for what it's worth. What do you say? What do you say? I think that was as near as, damn it, a perfect performance that we could have hoped for this. Stu Fowles just on there with his tracksuit top on, hugging everybody. Hey, well, Rio, say something, mate. Say something, because I'm damned if I can.
I'm just a little bit overwhelmed. I'm delighted for us as a club. We've waited so long. We're not guaranteed to win anything, but
yeah,
to reach a European final, I know it's only the conference. I know it's looked down upon by, let's put it this way, a certain club with a lot of pretentiousness from
what the one that didn't make it out of the group stage when they were in it,
yeah, who engineered their way out of winning a potential trophy, which they could well have done. It wasn't big enough for them, apparently.
Yeah, well,
but if we end up with a trophy at the end of this year, it's going to be immense, isn't it? You know, and like you said, it wasn't the prettiest of performances, but away in the European European semi-final, we defended like demons. We soaked up as much pressure we could. It was a little bit nervy at times, obviously, but what a way to seal it. With Pablo's had an absolute torrid time this year, and
they've just got a picture there of Souček, who's just stood there, and he's just looking around, and he's got the biggest grin on his face. Some stats: Alkmaar 65% possession, and we had 35. They had 3 attempts on target. We had 2, 12 attempts to our 9, 5 corners to our 3, 4 offsides to our none, 685 passes to our 295, completed 615 to 211. They committed 10 fouls to our 6, and we had 2 yellow cards. Thankfully, I don't think whoever's given these stats has progressed to that stupid XG thing. But the scenes here, it's like Antonio's doing his dance, and Declan's like calling everybody over. I'm not sure what they're doing a little dance. I'm guessing it's European Tour is the chant that's going on there. Just some comments on here. Pablo's crying. Pablo, what a man. David O'Rourke's crying with joy for Pablo. Waldron, Rob Waldron, who's ever the efficient person here, says, wasn't a great performance, but efficient. Press would be saying how brilliant they were for doing that. A trophy is a trophy, and boy, do we need it, and dare I say, deserve it. Steve Palmer got a love Pabs, I don't want him to leave. Edge Star, yeah, I agree, gives all for us. General think Pablo deserves that. It was a fine goal, splendid goal, and anybody who's tried to call me, Ian, I hope you're watching this, mate, because I can't leave this. We're waiting to try and get UTJ on the call. What we're going to do?
Just as an aside, we still don't know where we're playing in the final yet.
I'm about to ask that. Yeah,
it's 2-1 in Basel, so 3 on aggregate. Now, I'm going to be a little bit selfish here. I know a lot of people don't want us to play Fiorentina, but I've had a lot of bit of a soft spot for them since the the days of Channel 4 Italia football. And yeah, so if Fiorentina do go through, it's a dream final for me. But yeah, 3-3 on aggregate at the moment. I'm trying to see because my son's come down with a laptop and I've now got the game on in the background, so I can't see how much added time there is. But it's 94 minutes.
Extra time.
It's on extra time, sorry. So yeah, got another 25 minutes or so yet to discover who we got.
In other news, in the Premier League, Newcastle have beaten Brighton 4-1. That puts them a little step closer to Champions League. So God bless you, Crazy. My superstition for tonight. Many of you know my dad was a lifelong Hammer. He was at the '65 Cup Winners' Cup final and passed away just over a year ago. He left me a watch. Now it's a very, probably can't see it, a very plain looking thing, but once he'd left it to me, obviously it was a watch that was presented to him after when he retired after over 40 years of work, and it's an Omega, and I had no idea how much it was worth until I went to put a battery in it last year, when it cost me more to put a battery in it than it did the watch that I normally wear, and by quite some distance. So I looked it up and realised it was worth quite a lot. So obviously up my contents insurance at home. But I thought I'd wear my dad's watch tonight because it'd been a European thing and he's saw us won it. So this watch is coming to me. It's coming with me to Prague, I think. So there you go, Dad. While I was down at me, folks, a couple of weeks ago, Mum found something I'd given Dad a few years back when it was the 50th anniversary of the Cup Winners' Cup win, and it was a pull-out from the Newham recorder that had been put together by a late lovely bloke called Dave Evans had put it together, and it was all match reports and photographs from '65. And obviously, when I got that, I got a copy and took it down to Dad, years ago. And when I was down there a few weeks ago, Mum said, "Oh, look, I found this. You better have this." So I've got that, and I'll sort of keep it. I'll keep it sort of as a souvenir. But how long are we going to give you, TJ?
Well, I've just getting a bit of news in that the natives are a little bit restless over in Holland, so I don't know if you'll be actually getting on, to be honest. But just stay safe out there, chaps. Enjoy the celebrations, obviously, but just keep your wits about you.
Yeah. Okay. Tony Mitchell will have 3-siders for superstitious reasons. He'll have another 3 for the final. Yeah. So. Okay. Look, I think we're all. I'm knackered. I'm absolutely knackered. Rio, quick vote for man of the match.
I'd actually give it to Mikel Antonio because he kept the AZ defence occupied when the ball went up. He did his best to hold it up, kill the time. He run the defenders ragged, put an absolute shift and half in. So yeah, Mikel, he's had a lot of stick this year, but he's coming into form at exactly the right moment, and it was a key component of getting through tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure to give it to. I'm struggling to. I mean, I thought they all put in shifts today. Antonio, yeah, candidate. The much maligned Souček, I thought had a good game. Bowen maybe a little bit quiet, but good defensively. I don't know. I really don't know who to give it to. Let's give it to them all. Be churlish, really, to do much else. Through first proper final since '76. So right. Well, I think on that, I think it's probably a good time. I don't think we're going to probably prudent of Graham not to come on at this particular point if it's getting a bit toasty out there.
He's just messaged, actually.
Yeah, what's he say? Sorry.
Are we staying on till the other game finishes?
Tell him I'm too knackered. Tell him I've got some flights to confirm. So yeah, I mean, it's the other game. It's the other games. We're next. I can't really stay on that long, mate. Oh, he's here. He's here. We got something. We can hear you, mate. There's a very small picture involved.
Hello.
Hello, mate.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Hello. We got Prague.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear, mate.
I don't know if you can hear me. But there's as you'd expect behind me. Look at them scenes. Just look at those scenes. Everyone absolutely ecstatic. What a fantastic way, and you can hear them.
Yeah, we can hear everything, mate.
We're going
Brilliant.
to Prague. We're going to Prague. West Ham United. Oh yes, you can hear it. You can hear it.
We can hear you loud and clear. It's great. Was that Pinky giving you a kiss in the ear?
We'll take that, won't we?
It's after the watershed.
I've no idea who that is. No idea. Is that Schultz? Not Schultz for a minute.
No, it's
well,
been Rio.
I don't know, speechless. Absolutely speechless, fellas. 47 years ago, I was 7 years old, never watching the 76 final. I kind of resigned myself to the fact that we'd never get there again. And yet here we are. Absolutely incredible scenes. What a way to win it. What a way to win it right at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, just incredible. The scenes here are absolutely, it's electric, as you can see in here behind me. I think they're all going to Prague anyway, by the sound of things. Oh, and this fella here as well. Good show.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we haven't picked him. Well, Rio thought Antonio for man of the match. Most people are just saying, no, everyone's played well. I've given it to everyone because I thought we played superbly, really, from 1 to 11 or whatever the squad numbers are.
Yeah, it was. Sorry, I do apologise. I'm incredibly hoarse. It's a tough one. I mean, we kind of played within ourselves a little bit, didn't we? We didn't really need to go. It was a Moyes masterclass. Let's be honest. He just sat back, did it the Moyes way. Run out of steam. To be fair, I don't think we were really threatened at all, were we? There was one save, I think,
really.
That had to make in the second half. Couple of balls. Yeah, there's a couple of balls that flew across the area that could have been tricky. But apart from that, we didn't really. There was no need to push on and try and score. I guess you could argue that had we got that goal earlier, it probably would have put the game to bed at an earlier stage. I'm just trying to avoid getting knocked over by these terrible hooligans behind me. Yeah, I mean, and what a goal to finish it. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
I've got to say, my overriding memory, apart from what I've seen on the pitch, is the smell of weed tonight because it fucking stinks in here. I think everyone's brought Amsterdam with them. But apart from that, it's been one of the greatest nights ever. I think following West Ham United, we've wasted so many years for this to happen. All those, especially those lads, like Pinky and those guys that go up and down the country whenever they can. Going to all the hostile away grounds, the unfancy grounds like the Burnleys and places like that. This is a reward for them. This is just this is the payback for all those years of going through all those terrible away games, and just for this. I'm just over the moon, fine, as they say. It's been an incredible night. And we're all going to Prague anyway, chaps, apparently, so I've been told.
Yeah. I've got a flight, not to Prague itself. I've got a slightly convoluted journey, but I've got a flight and a hotel. So,
all right.
I just need
No,
to.
can I just say, Claire? Sorry, can I just say, Claire, if you're still watching this, get on the web and get those flights booked as soon as possible, please, because it's going to cost a fortune anyway. Yeah, you're there.
Yeah.
June 7th.
I've got a flight on hold, so I'm doing London, Vienna, Prague. I'm doing Vienna to Prague by train.
Okay, that sounds like a plan. We'll discuss that when we come back, I guess. But,
Yeah.
Just it's just, what was it like on the TV? Was it particularly nervous?
Yeah, I mean,
at any time?
we obviously I've had the volume turned down to be doing this, and I'd just like to apologise for everybody for not being quite as professional as you are. Let's put it that way. But yeah, we were a bag of nerves. I mean, I poured myself a drink at the beginning, and I've had about 3 sips out of it. Look, that's how far I've got on it. Tell you what, though, the rest of it ain't going to take that long to drink.
Yeah, well, there's plenty of drink being consumed up here as well. But I mean, look behind me; they're still going mad up there. It's just brilliant.
Good,
absolutely fantastic, absolutely brilliant.
Are they keeping you behind for a bit?
Sorry, say that again.
Are they keeping you behind for a bit?
I think people are already streaming out. I think people are going, but to be honest with you, I don't think anyone wants to go. Everyone just wants to, enjoy this feeling and remember it, because it's been an awful long time coming, and most of us certainly aren't going to be seeing this again. That's for sure. As we said, 47 years. We were literally in small trousers last time it happened, and
well, I wasn't, but yeah.
No,
but I've still got my hair, so we've had this out of me.
Well, this is true.
Yeah.
This is true. But I'm going to see if I can make my way to the entrance there, see if we can get outside, because if so, I might be able to hear you a little bit better, because it's absolutely loud in here. Sorry, mate. No, I think they are keeping us in the net, so that's a no.
Let me just.
Yeah. Can I go now? Oh, I've lost you.
I've had about 6 phone calls since the final whistle, and my WhatsApp has gone crazy as well. Could I just put a request in for everybody who might be watching this, on behalf of the Knees Up Mother Brown management, if you like, just to let you know, we don't have any more access to tickets than you do, because past cup finals and playoff finals and stuff, I get emails and phone calls, and obviously I'd love to help, but I've got no more tracks of tickets than anyone else. So
no tickets, I'm afraid, people. It's we're saying, talking about tickets, if there was one slight downside tonight, is that once again we had an awful lot of people jumping. There's one rather unfortunate incident where a ticket was found actually knocked down the gate and rushed it.
Sorry, mate, I'm struggling to hear you there.
Hang on, voice is coming out. Hang on.
Yeah.
Yes, you can probably hear. Rousing chorus, the Super David voice. He's taking it all in his stride, literally. Let's see if I can get you a better picture of him. He's over there in the corner. Yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere just yet, that's for sure.
Okay. You were trying to say something just, I've got him on my screen now, so he's just about a bit.
Oh, yeah, sorry. There was a bit of an issue when we came into the ground. There was an incident where there's a large group of fans, presumably ticketless. Well, I guess they must have been, because there was no reason for them to do it otherwise. But they charged one of the gates, managed to get it open, and then there was a bit of an ugly incident where a load of stewards come over and tried to push them back out. But I mean, once again, we were heavily oversubscribed here in the away seats. as was the case with Ghent last month. So, yeah, still a bit of an issue, but I'm sure it's going to be 10 times worse when we get to Prague in a month's time, you know. But it's disappointing to see that. Apart from that, I don't know what did you see? I don't know if the TV concentrated on it, but did you see what happened at the end by the players' families area? There's a big brouhaha. Looked like it was all kicking off up there. I don't know if you guys saw that on the telly.
Some people
I've just heard the rumour that the AZ Ultras were attacking the families of the West Ham players.
There was, I mean, I don't know if you can see it, Rio, but just in the background there, that's where the players' families are. And bang on the final whistle, you just saw loads of stewards fly over there and get involved. So there was clearly something going on over there. Obviously involving the players' families.
I've actually got some quotes just come up. Joe Cole saying it's absurd. Grown men attacking the West Ham fans. Players were trying to get involved to break it up. Alkmaar fans throwing punches.
There was
families there. Carlton Cole. There was no need for any of that. West Ham had done their job and not disrespected them. Families of the players are over there. Sometimes emotions take hold. I'm just trying to find out. We're in extra time in Basel. It's Basel 1, Fiorentina 2.
Is it still 2-1 over there?
It is. Yeah.
Latest it's 2-1.
I lost.
And
hang on.
The other way round. They get the goal at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll see you in Prague. Sorry, mate. Eddie, just one of you said come up. Eddie was with us. Do you remember Eddie? It was in Salzburg at that time. Doesn't look any different. Anyway, so that's 3-3 on aggregate. Is it the other time?
Yeah. I'm just trying to get the latest stuff on there. I won't find it.
Okay.
Just shared some footage about the trouble on the WhatsApp group.
Right, live score up there. So,
I'm just going to take you outside.
Yeah.
Hang on.
There's something happened at the other semi-final at the minute.
Right.
The players all congregated in the corner. There's a stretcher being gone over in the corner of the stand.
Right.
Not sure what's going on, but yeah, there's about 10 minutes left of normal time.
Yeah.
But the game's been suspended for a moment. I'll try and find out a bit more when I can.
Okay, mate. Good stuff. Hopefully you can hear me now.
Yeah, lots clearer.
So I'll hand back over to you anyway, Nolan. I can hear you now, so I won't be talking over the top of you guys.
Well, what I've got here at the moment, anyway, the latest on Basel, it's Basel 1, Fiorentina 2, after 101 minutes to 108 minutes of stoppage time. Here's an interesting one for you. Sheffield Wednesday went down 4-0 to Peterborough the other day in their playoff semi-final. Current score in the second leg of that is Sheffield Wednesday 4, Peterborough 0.
No way, unbelievable.
That's gone to extra time. So Moyes has just been asked where are we all going now, and he says, "Well, we're going home because we've got Leeds at the weekend." So I think, Moyes says, I think the stadium will be great on Sunday. I said, yeah, I think it will as well. They've just asked Moyes about his dancing because he did promise to dance, didn't he? And he said, "No, I'm keeping that private in the changing room." So, but obviously, the only person in this picture that I've got at the moment, Moyes has just finished his interview, is that's got bigger grins. Are the Cole brothers, Carlton and Joe, who have got the biggest grins in the world, and Declan's out there on the pitch. He's got his mobile and he's sort of videoing. I'll look forward to that on Twitter later on. What a night! What a night!
What's tonight?
Yeah.
Unbelievable stuff.
Yeah. Have you got anything more up to date on Basel, Rio?
There's a medical emergency in the stands. The game's still not restarted. So I think we're in for a bit of a lengthy delay. That means all the players are still out on the pitch, doing stretches and trying to keep warm. But something's happening in the stands, like.
All right, I'm just gonna.
I'm a long way from home, guys, but I'm told that Peterborough have just scored. I've just heard someone in my ear. I don't know if you can confirm
So I've
that.
come out of that page. So
that will obviously change things.
They have indeed.
Yeah. So I've just come out of that page. So I'll go back in now. Yeah. Right. Now they're now interviewing Declan Rice. So I'll give you the sort of highlights of that. I wasn't really looking at the Moyes one because I was just trying to look at other results and all that. And yeah, so Declan's saying, "Oh, you should see the lads inside." We're so happy. We've got to the first final in 40 whatever years. It's so big, but also that thing in the back of your head, because you can't get too excited. Still one more game to play. That's where the real fun can happen. But we'll enjoy tonight. We've created history. First time in 40. He's saying 43 years. It's more than that, isn't it? But so they've asked him. They said, "Are you sure you're going to enjoy tonight?" David told us you're going straight home. Cart was after an invite for a drink. They all go, "Come on, Dex." And he says, they're all singing, "Can we have a night here? Can we have a night here?" And he says, "No, we're going back." To be fair, he says, "We're so happy, pure emotion and happiness to get it done." So getting back to the game, they've got a good philosophy, the Dutch team. You know, we've seen them in tournaments over the years. They kept the ball well. They're well drilled, but we knew we could catch them on the counter. They were very good at passing. Just the interpreter correcting himself. Declan's saying the goal couldn't have happened to a nicer guy, Pablo Fornals. He's been out of the team, but it's emotional. He's not played as much as he wanted to. Every time he's come on, he's given everything for the badge, the shirt, to score that goal through his legs and then send West Ham to a final. His name will be written in West Ham's history. Yeah. So they're just asking, what's Noble doing in the changing room? He's singing.
What was Church? I'm interested to hear from your perspective. What did you make of Alkmaar tonight? Because I felt they were really disappointed. I mean, there was only really the one shot that Arroyo had to make. But do you think Moyes called it right? Do you think that was right to sit back and let them come at us and wait for that opportunity to arise, or would you like to have seen it done and dusted a little bit earlier?
I mean, when it's two legs, you've got to play it as two legs. And sorry, Declan's just saying we were singing the Bowens on Fire song. So sorry, get this straight. I said part of the way through the game, I said to Rio, if I were Alkmaar, I'd be very disappointed in the side, because they didn't play any differently to last week.
Fuck you as well.
Yeah, they didn't play any different to last week, really, where they lacked a bit of ambition last week, and they sort of they didn't mix it up enough for me. I mean, when I say for me, they did exactly the right thing as far as I'm concerned. But you know what I mean? If I've been Alkmaar fan, I'd be very disappointed in my side. And
I absolutely agree. Couldn't agree more. I thought they were pretty tentative. They didn't really commit anything. And once there was the two spells really. There was in 10 or 15 minutes, which we all knew. We had to weather that storm. and maybe the first 5 minutes of the second half when they clearly had a boot up their backsides at half time and came out and got the crowd behind them. But to be fair, I was disappointed by their crowd as well tonight. I don't know how it. I mean, obviously, when we're doing the stream, we don't have the audio on, do we? So you can't really hear it. But they was just. I mean, in comparison to last year, Sevilla and Frankfurt, for example, were phenomenal, and they absolutely got behind their team 100%. I didn't feel we saw that tonight. And just walking to the ground, I mean, unfortunately, my hotel's about as I've shown you guys, my hotel's about 5 minutes walk from the ground. And I've just been sitting there, for the last hour or so, watching people mooch around and go about their business. And, the crowd was very sort of, we expect to see a lot more youngsters, put it that way. But there was a lot of families and, an awful lot of people on bikes, as you probably would be surprised to hear, bearing in mind that we are in the Netherlands. But a strange thing to see anyway, hundreds and possibly thousands of supporters arriving at a game on a bicycle. They were quite, I don't think they really helped their team tonight, didn't really get behind them. And, we weathered the storm quite comfortably, I think, in the end. And it was a case of, I told you, didn't I? I said, don't worry about it. I said, there's nothing to be worried about. We're going to be fine.
I did say online that when I was talking to you, you were really laid back, and that was before you got to Amsterdam. So.
Yeah, it was strange. I mean, as I said to you the other day, I just, for some reason, I felt we had this one in the bag after that first leg. I think we learned the lessons from last year. We were patient in that first leg. We went behind, but we didn't throw the kitchen sink at them. It was just, okay, well, you've got to work a bit harder, and we got our reward in the end. But I think we were just a lot more professional this year. And I think we'd learned, and I think that experience from last year has stood us in good stead for this season, for sure. And, I mean, and it just couldn't have ended any better, could it? I mean, I think it might have been a little bit of a damp squib in a way if we'd have drawn it 0-0 and, but we've come out, we've won the game, we've ended there, what was it, 26 games unbeaten or 26 straight wins or something ridiculous in Europe they've had prior to tonight. So it's a tough place to come to. It's the old cliche, but it really was a difficult ground to come to. But I don't know, maybe we were a little bit fortunate in one or two of their key players. Who was the lad they brought on with 5 minutes to go? I think that was the lad they were looking to start, wasn't it? I forget the guy's name, begins with a K, but
yeah.
I think that was the one they were talking about as being him and the fullback as being the difference. And obviously, I think the fact that he was only put on for the last 5 minutes of the game kind of tells you that he wasn't fit at all. And it was just like, a last throw of the dice for Janssen to get him on there. But no, I just wasn't worried at all tonight. Kind of strangely calm for a West Ham fixture. Wasn't calm when we scored though. It all went a bit radio rental in the end, but it was it's like one of those moments that you're going to cherish for the rest of your life. And for what it's worth, we are still waiting to get out the ground. I don't know if you can see behind me, but we've got all our buses which are taking people back to Alkmaar Centre, and they might even be going back to Amsterdam, some of them, but they've been sitting here for about the last 25 minutes or so. Everyone's beginning to come out of the ground now, but we're not being allowed out of the gates. I presume they're trying to clear the home fans away first. But it's not a bad night to hang about, is it? And enjoy the stars.
Well, while you're talking there and all that, I'm actually in the middle of. I had a thing where I Wizz Air, if anyone's watching this, do a thing where you can sign in. So I wasn't tempting fate, but I got a fare, and they hold you pay. It cost me £9, and they hold that fare. So I booked it. They hold it for 48 hours. And which is the 48 hours runs out in about 20 minutes. So the most I was going to lose on that was £10. So I'm now in the middle of getting ready to finalise it, so I don't lose it.
Happy days. And I suppose everyone will be after a ticket now. It's going to be mad.
It's going to be the usual.
Trying to get hold of. I think the fact that we had, I think I said at half time, we had Tony Cottee and Tony Gale and Andy Carroll were in with the fans. gives you some indication of how hard those tickets were to get tonight.
Yeah.
And, you know, how short they were in numbers in the players area, for example, in the families area. There just weren't any around tonight. There really wasn't. Obviously, because we only had 975 allocated to regular fans. As I said, there was a darn sight lot more than that in the away end in the end, but yeah, that was it was busy. It was busy anyway.
Yeah. Oh well. So
this is the friendly constabulary here, by the way. There you go. Evening.
do they do evening all out
They're
there?
very friendly, do they? It's all actually. There we go. God, it stinks around here. Absolutely reeks of weed. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Anyway, look, I'm gonna love you guys and leave you, and because I think they're gonna let us out in just a minute. There seems to be some sort of movement going on.
I've got about 400 WhatsApp messages. I've had a call from Ian in Malta.
All right, no worries.
Right. I think we're all going to sign out. Leo, you all right, mate? Right. I think it's probably out. This is probably probably a good time to go. So, Graham, I'll say good night to you, boss. Stay safe out there, mate, and send me a message tomorrow, and I'll tell you my travel plans.
Will do, buddy. Will do. No worries.
Yeah, stay safe and all that. Give me love to anyone you see.
We're going to Prague.
And
Will do.
Rio,
Will do.
thanks very much.
Will do.
For
And
hold the fort.
No worries, guys.
Yeah, and to everybody on the chat and all that, thanks for joining us. And as I say, normal service will be resumed at the weekend with your professional host, assuming he's not doing anything. I'm going to be at the ground. You going on Sunday?
Yeah, I will be, mate.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll be there. So we'll leave you in the hands on Sunday of our professional host. But in the meantime, thanks for joining in. We've won. We're going to play. I think it just remains for me to say something along the lines of what's traditional for us to say. Come on, you Irons. Good night, everybody. Good night.